Bears fans, this is your 60-second countdown.
Have some of that.
Oh, went left, then went right. Launched into the gap.
A chance and taken. Down the ground again.
Gone. Straight down the ground and big enough.
And it has been dispatched.
That'll be 4 more.
Nick and taken.
4 more. Oh, yes.
Up and over the top. Oh, that's been smoked. Really has been picked up magnificently.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody and welcome to Bears TV for another double header in the Vitality T20 Blast. Later on, the men will be in action against Sussex, but first up, the Bears women, fresh off a thrilling win just a couple of nights ago against Lancashire, will be in action. They've won 2 on the bounce, and they'll be hoping to make it 3 in a row here against Essex. Very big welcome to our team here, first and foremost. My name is Atif Nawaz. I will be your host. Alongside me is the wonderful Melinda Farrell. How are you, Melinda?
I was just saying it's really nice being back to some normal cricket after some of the mayhem I've witnessed at Trent Bridge. It's really nice to be here. That's what I'll say.
It's just Nottinghamshire doing weird things, right? That's what we're talking about, right? That's the only, these are the only 2 games that count today. And to call them all, we will have the voice of Warwickshire County Cricket Club, the one and only Mr. Adam Bridge. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and both teams have a bit of momentum. So this is a big day. The girls with a terrific win up at Blackpool by a run. I mean, that was astonishing. Nat Rafe getting some runs as well. But momentum's with both of them. And momentum needs to be with both of them if they're going to try and qualify for the knockout stages.
It certainly does. 2 wins on the bounce, as we say, for the women's team, hoping to make it 3. Last time we were here with you guys on Bears TV, we saw the Bears beat the Pears. It was a big win for the men's team, so we'll hope that they can keep that momentum going. That's a little bit later on. We'll go live here on Bears TV about 6:40. It'll be a separate stream, so make sure you follow that one as well. And while you're on this one, remember to give it a like and a comment and get your predictions and all that stuff in there. Anyway, our introductions would not be complete with the award-winning member of our panel, the one and only Badger in the Den. It's Aaron Biles. How are you, Aaron?
Thank you very much, Artif. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone tuning in as well for what should be a great day of T20 Blast action right here at EdgBLASTon. And, well, as you've already mentioned, this is a huge game for both of these teams, really, especially for the Bears. There is a slender hope that Warwickshire can still qualify for the top 4 in this division. So another win here today, make it 3 on the bounce. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, well, who knows indeed. I mean, stranger things have happened for sure in this competition in its very, very short history. Let's talk a little bit about Nat Rather's innings a couple of days ago. Adam, you mentioned it already. I mean, it was the difference between the 2 sides, and there was very little to split them. There were also some questionable calls, I felt, from Lancashire. I mean, I was quite surprised to see Darcy Carter come in at like number 7 or 8, and she was, for the briefest time, the top run scorer in the Women's World Cup. I said briefest time, it was like a full 24 hours, but even so, I mean, Nat Wraith, away from home, very quick turnaround from the previous game for the girls as well. What a knock.
Yeah, and look, she struggled with the bat. I think we're not fair saying that so far this campaign. She was excellent last season at times. She scored really important runs. She helped hold innings together. She hadn't done that this campaign. And the one thing I noticed when I looked at the team actually was how light the batting looked. Obviously with Davina having come back and then going again, no Meg Austin, no Caris Paverley, you were suddenly looking, Georgia Redmayne's yet to kind of really spring to life with that big innings. And I did worry, but Nat stepped up. I mean, I think Aaron was telling me a wonderful statistic earlier on about how she improved her strike rate dramatically.
Yeah, it was. So it went from around about 72, 73. It's now 120 plus as a result of just 1 solitary innings. So it's a big uptick.
It certainly is. Well, let's have a little look at the team that we will have for the Bears today, because it's the team that we have today. So let's take a little look at it if we can. we should see it very, very shortly. There we go, our starting 11. There's Abby Freeborn at the top of the order. I was chatting to her actually after the last game. We were both stuck in the car park because they closed it until they let half the crowd out of the ground. But we had a really good chat. Katie George alongside her at the top. Nat Wraith, fresh off that terrific innings we've been talking about at number 3. Georgia Redmayne, M. Arlett, Amu Suran Kumar in there as well. Chloe Brewer, a favourite of ours here on Bears TV. She's in the lineup. Mary Taylor, Millie Taylor, Georgia Davis and Hannah Baker. And I can tell you, as you can see on the graphic there as well, the Bears did not win the toss, and they've been put into the field, or to bowl, however you prefer to say that. So, I mean, it's not the worst result in the world, I feel like, here at Edgbaston, where chasing has been, you know, over the years we've seen chasing has been like not very, you know, not unappetizing always. It's quite nice to have a total set and know how how to approach that, especially with the boundaries being a little bit further out here at Edgbaston nowadays.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw what we did see here in the pitch, and the last time I was here was that there were a lot of runs in it, and it was very, like, it was a belter for batting. I don't expect it to be any different today. I think there might be a lot of runs in it. What you do have to make sure if you're batting first is to make sure you set a damn good target, because just the way that it's played, it hasn't deteriorated. The sun's been baking yet again, and I just expect it to be probably another run fest. So we shall see. But it's been great for T20 cricket. The conditions here at Edgbaston, and I think it's really allowed the women to show their best as well. It
has indeed. Let's take a little look at the Essex team as well, because we've got their lineup here as well, with Alice McLeod and Bryony Gilgrass at the top, and then Annika Bosch. In fact, I tell you what, Aaron Wiles, tell us a little bit, read us through that team and tell us a little bit more about it as well.
Yeah, no problem at all. So Essex are missing a number of key players. So Grace Scrivens is away with England A, so too is Jodie Grewcock, along with Sophia Smale, Cordelia Griffith and Ariana Dowse, and Amara Carr, are out injured at the minute. So as a result, it's a very, very different looking Essex team. And the interesting selection for me is Bryony Gilgrass, a member of the Warwickshire Academy. So she's actually playing against her parent club. She isn't professionally contracted, but Bryony is one of the highly touted prospects on the Bears Academy. So great to see her get this opportunity in Tier 1 cricket. She's been playing in Tier 2 for Worcestershire, done really well in the Blast this season. So yeah, that opening pairing of Lizzie McLeod and Bryony Gilgrass immediately jumps off the page, and plenty of experience actually in the bowling attack. Eva Gray is the standing captain in place of Grace Scrivens. Kate Kopak has been around for years now, and Jo Gardner, of course, previously of this parish, played for Warwickshire prior to the professional era. So even though they are missing some key players, Essex do not for 1 second underestimate them. They're a very, very good team.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I mean, there's some very notable names, as Aaron, explained so well. There's people to look out for. We saw everybody getting a good warm up in a little bit earlier. Much more pleasant conditions today, I would say, than the previous time we were here last Friday. It was extremely hot last Friday, in the mid-30s, in the high 20s today. We're expecting temperatures to be at, and a nice little breeze as well. Just looking at the surface as well. I mean, go on, Adam Bridge. I know you're the surface expert. What do you make? What do you make of that?
Well, it's the same. It's the same wicket we played on Friday. So I think it's 80 overs old, but I think we'll see more runs in it because it was a really good deck. Obviously, when Chloe came up to talk about us, she told us how good it was. We witnessed it in the men's game as well. What a good surface. The one thing I would say today, I think the boundary ropes are in a little on both sides, so it's slightly shorter boundaries, both long and width as well. So I think we might see a fair few runs scored in this first game.
And I'm hoping we'll see a few people come around as well. I know there's another fixture apparently in another sport. I don't know if it was tennis or football or ice hockey or something that's caught everybody's attention. But hey, it's the day of it's the era of second screen experience, isn't it? So pop whatever it is on your second screen and enjoy the action here at Edgbaston. It's always very pleasant here. I can see a lot of people filtering in ahead of this double header. It's a lovely way to spend a Wednesday here.
They're in the posh seats, I think.
They are in the posh seats in the shade, enjoying a couple of beverages, I'm sure. or 2 or 3 or 4. It's a wonderful ground. It always has been to watch cricket. So come enjoy yourselves here as well. And if you're not, then please do stay with us on the stream and keep commenting away, keep liking away, and hopefully we'll get up to a big number of likes today as well. Because last time we got enough to show the back of your shirt.
We did, certainly. We're not showing anything else today.
No.
Just a point. I mean, look, it's a little bit frustrating. I think we've seen obviously the Bears side for today. There are players who are away. I mean, Karis Pavey's batting right now for England A, but Davina's not even playing for England A today, and that feels a little. I know when I spoke to her before the game on Friday, she said it's great to be back, but then I'm off again. And for her not to be playing, and they batted her in the middle order as well in the game they played the other day too. Just a little bit annoying when she's been out for so long that she's actually not got the time to come here and play as she wants to. You know, the girls will do their best. Georgia Redmayne, as we can see, she's on the screen just walking around the edge with Chloe. We need to see her firing. I mean, I don't know why. You may be able to give us some insight on this, Mel. You've seen her so many times in the Big Bash and all those kind of things. She's just not quite come to the party as yet, has she?
Yeah, no, she hasn't. And I can't give you any reason why, because it's been just as much of a surprise to me, because I thought that she would be leading the way here, especially in the absence of so many other players. But for whatever reason, it hasn't. She's made some contributions, but it's not necessarily been the starring role that I thought she might have, at least at some point. So, yeah, there's probably a bit of pressure building on her as well. When they're winning, it doesn't stand out so much, but when they're on the wrong side of it, it doesn't look so good. But I think they'll be feeling good. I mean, you look at this Essex side. Essex beat Warwickshire in the opening match of this entire tournament, and they won 3 out of their first 4, and then they've lost every match since. So they are a team that, despite what we've talked about, their experienced bowling attack, they're really feeling the lack of their regular stars, I think, particularly with the bat. So this is a real opportunity for not only Warwickshire, but also for Georgia Redmayne, I think, to really stamp themselves at this point while there's still games remaining and a chance to push forward in the competition.
I know you asked me a little bit about the game against Lancashire up at Blackpool and Nat Wraith's batting. The other thing I think is worth touching on is the death bowling from Amu Sunankumar and Mary Taylor. And we saw Mary do it here on Friday against Surrey. You know, she makes things happen. She's one of those players who impacts a game of cricket, and she did it again with her death over when it looked like Lancashire might scrape across the line. She did it obviously by taking the wicket of Laura Harris here, and that over she bowled was just brilliant. So I think, you know, in the absence of others, that there are individuals who are really stepping up. And again, Mary looked like she took a few games to settle since her move from Hampshire, but actually she seems to have kind of found her stride and her mojo now, and very much feels like the leader of this attack.
It's the modern challenge, isn't it, for T20 teams to have to keep adapting, because, you know, there's like a hierarchy, isn't there, of gigs that you can get in the world of T20 cricket. Obviously, right at the very top of that is possibly playing for the England women. And of course, we wish them luck for their semi-final tomorrow against South Africa and perhaps beyond. But you know, it's that's what the sort of, you imagine the ultimate goal is, and then there's so many other facets to that. The England A side, and there's sort of franchise competitions around the world, and they're only growing as well. There's going to be a women's Bangladesh Premier League as well, launching later this year or early next year. There's talk of women's Major League Cricket. There's loads and loads of options for these players. Like, I feel like the modern challenge for coaches and selectors and teams will be to organise themselves in a way that they can be change-proof. We saw Surrey struggle with that when they came over on Friday. I mean, they were 8 first choices unavailable to them, something along those lines. So this is the challenge, I feel like, for modern coaches.
Well, it's also, I think, quite a specific challenge to the women's game here this summer, and it always was going to be because of the Women's T20 World Cup, because of the A Tour on at the same time. And then, of course, you've got the couple of extra teams coming into Tier 1 as well. All these things, it means there's a real stretch on players. And look, part of Project Darwin that was brought in changing the structure of the women's domestic system was about developing more talent and increasing that depth of talent within English cricket. So I almost feel like we're not going to really be able to judge a lot of things about this year in this country when it comes to women's cricket until we can look back on it. because it's so unusual.
There's always going to be something, though, isn't there? It feels to me like the real estate in the cricket calendar is becoming more and more valuable, both in men's and women's, especially with a new ICC event pretty much every year for both genders. We're getting a Women's ICC Champions Trophy next year as well. Yeah, fair enough, that'll be in February, so it won't clash with the English season. But then, it's only a matter of time till there's franchise leagues in the women's game that are at the same time as the women's summer. When the 2028 World Cup, which is scheduled to be in Pakistan and one other country that's unconfirmed yet, but that'll probably be at a similar time, maybe early summer. So, and then there's always this question asked of the ECB about how you organise your fixtures. How do you keep context on the 50 over or the the limited overs competition alongside the sort of other highly touted competitions? And people talked about keeping the Blast relevant. That might be the least of their worries going forward, Bridget.
With great difficulty, I think is the answer. I think they've made a pretty good fist of it this year. I think Concertina in the Blast in the manner they have, then a couple of championship games, then the Blast to a finish, feels like it has a bit of structure. Again, I think Mel's right. Until we get to the end of the season and we look back and go, actually, did this new kind of phasing of the different formats work? It's too early to say. It feels okay to me. I feel quite comfortable with it. I feel it's better than what we had last season with that crazy Blast schedule where they were playing games far too frequently. You were getting back at 3 a.m. from an away game and expected to play at 6 o'clock that night in a home game. I think this has been structured much better for both. Plus, it also allows you to focus on your disciplines. I think that's one of the key things, isn't it? You spend those first batch of 6 games, you are absolutely focused on white ball cricket and 20 overs. Then you go back into a couple of county championship for the men. For the women, they move back to the 50 overs. So I think the more we can do that, the more it will help them develop as individuals and teams.
Well, of course, the women don't have to worry about 4-day.
They don't.
4-day fixtures.
Yet.
And I think they'd love it if they did.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of them who would really like to play that, but we're nowhere near that. But there is a bit more flexibility in the women's game, and I think, again, we'll sort of look back on it, but I quite like the way that they've structured the 50 over and 20 over matches within the women's game without having to worry about that, and then obviously the 100 in there as well. It is easier to do for the women, but you throw a World Cup in there that features so many players from not just England but Ireland and Scotland and even Netherlands as well. It's going to be really hard, but every time this happens, to see that this kind of situation happen in the women's game, I sometimes feel it actually drags it forward a bit more, because you've got players who are coming in and the standard is pushed onto them very quickly, and usually you do find that there are a lot of players who rise up to that. So hopefully that's what happens.
The other thing I like about the change in format this year is that it's the top 4. So we've got 2 semi-finals. Rather than last year it was the top 3, top automatically into the final. I think to have the top 4 in the Blast semi-finals, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. Classic knockouts. I mean, that's the making of all the great competitions, they tell me. Guys, thanks so much. It was a lovely chat about the future of cricket, and I'm sure we'll keep talking about it, about structures and things like that. But right now, we're going to turn our focus fully and wholly onto this encounter in the Vitality Women's T20 Blast. Warwickshire hosting Essex. Essex have won the toss. They're going to be batting first. Aaron Viles, what can we expect to see in the power play? What's a good score for the Bears to restrict Essex to?
Well, this is really interesting, and I'm so glad that you've asked it, to be honest, Arsif, because last season you're looking around about 47, so the average was 47 for 2. This season, admittedly, we haven't had the full allocation of matches as of yet, but it's jumped to 64 for 1. That's a change of 17 runs compared to last season. It's massive. I mean, you look at some of the Bears power plays, 58 for 1 against Somerset, 69 without loss against the Blaze, 65 for no loss against Surrey. You've got to get probably 60 plus.
That's with bigger boundaries as well, generally. It's very impressive stuff. I mean, I don't know if you're a bowler, if you like the sound of that, but as a batter, I mean, things are really kicking on.
Is that the Abby Freeborn factor in particular?
Mostly, yes. Yeah, Abby Freeborn and Meg Austin. But even for the opposition, I mean, Somerset themselves scored 64. It's quite a remarkable jump, and strangely, this is the one caveat to that, though. The average first innings total has actually decreased by 5 runs, so the middle overs at EdgBLASTon are critical.
Yeah, we've seen teams slow down many a time. Thank you so much, Aaron Viles. Thank you so much, Melinda Farrell, who's going to take a break at this point. for a while, and then Adam Bridge is going to take up commentary, or have I got that wrong? And I'm with who's with you first, Adam?
Good question.
I'm pretty sure
it's you.
It's me. I'm with you. Okay, so Melinda's taking it.
See you later.
What have I done to deserve that? Here's Mary Taylor to get us underway then from the pavilion end. And it's the first run, and it goes to Bryony Gilgrass. So tell us about Bryony, obviously, as a Bear Academy graduate, shall we call her?
Well, she is. She's only 18, so she's actually from Worcester, product of the Worcestershire pathway. But, of course, with the advent of Project Darwin, made the move on to the Bears Academy, has a very strong bottom hand. That's one thing you'll notice straight away. Loves to play the ball through mid-wicket. Also loves a big six as well. So, yeah, the Bears have got to bowl very, very tight against her. As for McLeod, she's looking more for extra cover and straight down the ground.
And it's McLeod who's on strike. Full ball from Mary Taylor. And it's one more to the total. A bit of a misfield, but I'll get away with that one. Score moves on to 2 without loss from the first 2 deliveries. So I imagine it's the same wicket we played on Friday for both games. These hybrid pitches are pretty handy for at least 2 games, sometimes even 3.
Well, they'll have to host 3 in a row, actually. Not too far away now. Finals day, just 3 weeks away, just under 3 weeks.
A very straight ball from Mary Taylor, just erring onto the pads of Bryony Gilgrass, who's, as you may notice, doesn't have a number on her back. I'll let Aaron explain why.
Yeah, it's because she's an academy player. That's why. So we also saw it in the game the other day against the Blaze. Emily Bishop, who was in the travelling squad but isn't playing. Yeah, they don't get issued numbers. Something else to watch out for with Bryony, though, is the ramp shot. So look at the positioning of fine leg.
Mary Taylor in again. That's wide. Very wide. So she's clearly seems to be targeting the pads. It's one of those days the breeze has got up, actually. I was going to say, during the pre-match, it looked like there was no breeze, but all of a sudden, it's coming from left to right across the ground as you come from behind Mary's arm.
You can see that flag across the ground sort of fluttering away, which gives us an indication.
Again, picked up off the pads. 1 more to the total.
This is an excellent field for the length that Mary Taylor is going to be bowling. As you mentioned, she's going for that sort of pads, cramping up that. No room outside the off stump, so there's lots of protection in the deep backward square leg and deep mid wicket in place. Mid on right at the edge of the circle as well. In fact, walking in from just beyond the edge of the circle.
Yes, a really steady start here from Mary Taylor. That's better. Probably more around middle and off that time.
It's a lovely shape in the air, wasn't it? Just sort of came back in ever so slightly. It was well judged, but it's very tough to score off that. We're going to hear some clanging and banging today from the building site, aren't we?
We are. Again, we say it every time, but they've made progress since Friday, to be fair.
They have?
They're certainly cracking on. 5 without loss, last ball of the first over then. Whipped off the pads by Bryony Gilgrass. Only going to get 2 for it, though. Slight misfield.
Yes. Bit of a fumble. She sort of timed her slide a little bit awkwardly there, I think. But managed to cut it off all the same.
2 more to the total then. 7 without loss at the end of the first over. And it'll be interesting to see who takes the new ball at the other end. And it's going to be Em Arlott that's going to have it, as opposed to Amu Suren Kumar, who has been taking it throughout the early stages of this season. So good to have Em Arlott back from injury.
Yeah, it certainly is a bowler of that experience and quality. To have that early doors is brilliant, especially with the conditions slightly different. They've been variable recently because there's been heat about, there's been humidity about, and like today we got a little bit of a breeze. So from the Birmingham end, she might get a little bit of away movement. We'll wait and see, but you do trust your more experienced player with that newer ball, especially when it's moving around a bit in the air.
The 2 fielders on the boundary, you may have a better view than me, Artif, as to where they are. Are they both on the leg side?
Yeah,
backward
one's
square?
at fine leg and one's at just in front of square on the leg side.
Here's Em Arlott then, and immediately appeal and out and gone, and she strikes. And Lissy McLeod is away. No hesitation from the umpire, finger straight up, Arlott strikes with her first ball, and Essex lose their first wicket. Essex 7 for 1. McLeod's out for 2. LBW to M. Arlott.
It was a terrific delivery, wasn't it? It was full, it was fast, it was moving a little bit as well. And she just took a step forward, which didn't help her case at all. The ball, maybe she would try to make it indicate that it was going down leg, but it was pretty straight, a very straightforward decision for the umpire. We're taking a look at it again. It's shaping away, remember. You might think, oh, that's going to go down leg, but it's shaping away from the right-hander, and so hence it was always going to straighten up and hit those stumps. Really, really good piece of bowling. What a start for M. Arlott. What a comeback in the side.
Yeah, just for a minute, I thought she'd got a big stride in there and may have kind of given the umpire something to think about. Just so you're aware, our two umpires today are Gareth Cross and Simon Widdop. It was an inch. I mean, she puts in one. Yeah, maybe it's not that big a stride, but the shape was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what did it for her. I mean, the stride is helpful in the sense that it negates the swing a little bit. It doesn't allow the ball to complete its shape, but I think on that occasion it was just really, really perfect length there from M. Arlott. Terrific control and vindicating a captain's decision to go with experience up top.
The new batter, Annika Bosch, 7 for 1. Start of the second over then. Excellent start for a Bears side who've really got their tails up at the moment. Again, that shape's there. This time just wide of off stump. There is no run.
That's what it does, isn't it? An early wicket in the power play just gives you pause sometimes as a batting side. And suddenly, like 60 off the power play goes down to 50, 50 goes down to 40. And having bowlers who can execute with great control.
Must be quite frustrating for Emma Arlott, having worked her way back into the England picture last season, to then obviously be injured at the start of this campaign and watching a world tournament taking place. Good bit of fielding off her own bowling.
When you talk about competitive real estate, that's about as competitive as it gets. England bowling, I mean, you've got Lauren Filer in there, Lauren Butler. There's so many players who could make a case for themselves to take the new ball for England.
Well, there's not much room for pace bowlers in that setup, is there? Because it's very spin dependent.
Yeah,
and when you've got the quality of spinners that they've got, it's probably no great surprise, is it? Yet to concede a run in this over. Arlott so far, then she just bowls a wide. It was a bit of a tempter, I think, for Bosch, but made no contact. One more to the total, 8 for 1.
It's interesting to see Annika Bosch here. I mean, if circumstances were different, she could have been at the Oval preparing for a big World Cup semi-final tomorrow. She had a very ordinary series for South Africa against India earlier this year, and didn't get selected for that team that's now in the semi-final opposite England.
Another ball angled in towards the hip this time. They'll sneak through for 1. Nat Wraith lively behind the stump. She'll be brimming with confidence from that innings up at Blackpool. She celebrated with a big plate of fish and chips followed by a 99.
Is that right?
Oh, have you got to when you're in Blackpool?
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I thought you'd seen like evidence of this.
No, I hope she did. If you
Frank.
can't go to Blackpool and not have fish and chips and a 99, can you?
Yeah, I remember when 99s cost 99p.
A long time ago. Short, and she almost got some glove on that, but not given as a wide. Was angling down the leg side, but got the benefit of the doubt there, I think.
Yeah, because she sort of stepped across and it went over her right shoulder, so that'll just be the one short one for the over again. Arlott, all the experience in the world, knows just how far to push it, how to keep that opening batter under pressure, because they are under pressure a bit. They're soaking up quite a few dot balls right now, are Essex.
Feels like this Bears side haven't really had much of Emma Arlott across the 2 seasons because of injury and England call-ups, etc. Lovely ball to finish as well. Really good over, just 1 from it. 2 overs gone, 9 for 1. Gilglass on 2. Bosch yet to get off the mark. The wicket for Emma Arlott in that over was of Lissy McLeod. It just does feel like we've not, Aaron, seen much of her at all.
That's completely correct, and actually that's the first time we've seen a bowl this season for the Bears, and what a start it was. We've seen the replay there. The dangerous Lizzie McLeod trapped LBW, and I mean, what a start that is. What a return it is. Back now in the T20 Blast at what is a pivotal moment in the Bears campaign. Well, it is absolutely fantastic to have someone of Arlett's calibre back in the fold, and someone else who was very impressive up in Blackpool alongside the aforementioned Nat Wraith was this bowler right here, Amu Surinkumar. What a fantastic death over spell she had alongside Mary Taylor, and this will be a stern challenge against the South African quality international in Bosch.
So wide, they all seem to be angling towards pads. Because almost this is a predetermined plan, given what they've seen of Essex earlier. And we know how good that predetermined plans can be, as we saw with Laura Harris the other day.
Maybe it's the end, really, because it's possibly harder to control. I mean, from the Birmingham end, it's shaped quite nicely away from the right-hander, but from the Pavilion end, it's a little bit different. It just, you know, it keeps angling away, and you have to make sure you have a very complete arm action. I think it's no surprise it was one of the earlier balls from Mary Taylor and the first ball from Surinkumar.
I think that Wraith did a fair bit of damage to those stumps there when she whipped the bails off. Whipped off the stumps for one.
I'll tell you what, I like these bails though. They're proper bails. I'm not a fan of the techie bails.
Don't like flashing bails.
It just, you know what, they're very nice in theory, but when something goes wrong, you're waiting for ages to get fixed. They're also really expensive.
Quite heavy as well, aren't they?
They're very heavy. Like, we've often seen the stumps get hit, and the ball doesn't. The bails aren't dislodged. It's not great from a bowler's perspective.
Oh, it's a beauty from Amu Surinkumar. Just beats her all, ends up outside the off stump, and Nat Wraith standing up here as well to Gilgrass.
That's a really good take, wasn't it? Because it just took off a length and held its line. It's the first one that we've seen today hold its line, and it's really, really good stuff. If we take a look at that, really good. Oof, just a tiny bit of shape away.
Goes for the big hit, and he's gone. Catch taken by Emma Arlett. And Surinkumar strikes. Essex are 2 down. And we're in the 3rd over. It's a good catch by Arlett. Surinkumar gets Gilgrass for 2. And it's 11 for 2.
That's a really good catch, as you say, and it's a wicket that's born out of pressure there for Essex. They were being put under pressure, really struggling to get the ball off the square, really. We've only seen a couple of balls played out towards the fielders in the deep, and no boundaries yet either for the Essex team. So maybe looking to break the shackles there a little bit. Gilgrass couldn't clear mid on. Em Arlett was never going to make a mistake. They're a terrific fielder, as you say. Very straightforward catch, but she held it well. And Surinkumar's terrific run continues. An early wicket for her. She will be brimming with confidence at the moment.
She will. Maybe they fancy an early finish, the girls. Get done by 5 o'clock for that other thing that's going on today.
Oh, yeah, there's a big game in the Portuguese T20 League. It's
Something
very,
like
very good.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
best of luck to our friends at the Lisbon Rangers, who are in action a little bit later. That's what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Good start for Amu Surinkumar, who has a very big smile on her face as she walks back towards this pavilion end. New batter for Essex is Michaela Kirk, and she will take strike. We've only had 3 legitimate balls of this over so far. A wicket, a dot, and a single, and there's another dot to the total. And already starting to rack up the dot balls.
It was a nice looking shot that from Kirk, I have to say, but even so, they're really struggling to get the ball outside that 30-yard circle at the moment. Essex really being bogged down. This is tremendous pressure from the Bears. The 2 early wickets, and just relentless with the line and the length so far in this innings.
It's 1 more to the total. So often we talk about momentum in Blast cricket, and I think the difference following that win over Surrey and then Lancashire, you know, they've beat 2 of the biggies. The Surrey and the Lancashire as well. They've beat 2 of the biggies. This is a team now that had its shoulders slumped in that first batch of 6 games, whereas now they look happy, they look content, they look full of confidence. It's certainly being replicated in the field. They keep that down to 1 more. That's the end of the 3rd over. 13 for 2. There's a replay of the wicket. Good catch by M. Arlett. So Arlett's going to bowl another over, it would appear.
Yeah, it's a good move, this, from the Bears, just to keep the pressure on as much as they can. You do like this because, you know, Arlett, forget about pressure. I mean, she could get you another couple of early wickets. Annika Bosch, an international level player. I mean, that's if they can get her as well, Essex will really be up against it.
Short. Oh, and she almost chops that down onto her own stumps. It was onto her foot, I think, in the end. Decided to go after Emma Arlett's short ball.
Yeah, I feel like she saw her coming a little bit because she took those couple of steps and Emma Arlett just slung her arm down a little bit further, made it a shorter delivery and very difficult to get away. Annika Bosch, what we've seen of her, you know, particularly in international cricket, she's a very aggressive batter as well, likes to dominate proceedings, very much in the mould of a Tasman Brits in the current South African side. So I think she'll want to play her shots, and there's been a change in the field accordingly.
Yeah, they've moved the two fielders on the boundary rope just round and brought the fine leg into the circle. There's a couple of steps again down the ground, and it'll just be one, I think. It's well fielded by Hannah Baker. Do restrict them to just a single.
Just trying to make something happen. Annika Bosch trying to force things here a little bit. It's a tough one because it's the power play and it's passing them by. And Aaron pointed out earlier how, you know, lucrative power plays here at EdgBLASTon have become, and you know they're currently looking at going at, you know, close to or under a run of ball in the power play, and that's really not good enough.
No, 14 for 2, and this is the midway point of over 4. Arlett again, slightly slower ball, I think, onto the pads. No run.
She didn't pick it at all, Kirk, not the pace of it. She was through a shot before the ball got to her, looking to flick it away towards mid-wicket. Again, you look at that shot and you think, well, you know, with the ball shaping away from you, do you want to play that shot? Because you're going to pick, at best, you're going to pick up a single out towards deep mid-wicket. Not sure that's the right option.
Just 2 singles so far from Arlett's bowling. Well, that could be another one. Just for a moment, looked like she got hold of that, but Chloe Brewer is out there, picked her out. Just one more to the total. Still not able to release this pressure.
And still no boundaries in this innings from Essex. They've been not for lack of trying either, but again, there's a combination of excellent bowling and a really, really good field set. Really, and you know, more than that, it's really the bowler executing to their field as well. It's been very impressive from the Bears so far this morning. You're quite right. They looked like a different team, a team with their shoulders up rather than slumped.
Slower ball up in the air. That is going to be the first boundary. It was picked this time by Annika Bosch. And the first boundary comes towards the end of over number 4. 19 for 2.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nothing ball that from Arlett. I think, again, looking for a slower ball, but sort of not really committing to it. There's a little bit of shape on it, but it was outside off stump, and it was in that sort of hitting zone, that what they call the slot nowadays. And yeah, it's very easy for Bosch to put her hands through that. A player of her caliber is never going to miss out on the first boundary.
Yeah, I don't think you can bowl slower balls there, can you? Let's be a little bit more about them than that. This one's a little bit shorter in length, and it's well fielded by Georgia Redmayne. And that's one more to the total. Completes 4 overs there, 19 for 2. So of the 24 deliveries so far, and how many dot balls have we seen?
Yeah, 11. So it's been
Nearly
a really,
half, yeah.
really strong start, this. As Artif just mentioned, the Bears bowling really well to the fields here. And I'm just interested so far. We saw it a couple of times in that over. And it is a reason why Amusa and Kumar had Wraith up to the stumps. Annika Bosch is already implementing that proactive footwork. So she's taken a couple of steps outside the popping crease and looking to meet the ball a little bit more on the full, almost change the length that the bowlers are bowling to her. So just watch out for that, I suppose. Something else also to watch out for is this power play score, because as we said right at the start of the programme, it's been very, very power play dominant EdgBLASTon this season, so teams need to get a decent start unless you're going to have an excellent or outstanding 7 to 15 spell.
Mary Taylor's back onto the pads, and there's no run.
It's been very good from the Bears bowling and fielding, actually, just keeping a lid on things for sure.
What's interesting is, against Surrey, obviously it was the spinners who took control in the middle stages, but here, quite happy to leave the seamers to go because they're doing what's required.
They are. They're taking, and the conditions are playing into that a little bit as well, with the ball swinging.
Oof. Great throw from Amu Sudan-Kumar. Wasn't far away. Complete the two.
She got to it very quickly. She really attacked the ball. It was really good to see that piece of fielding from Amu Sudan-Kumar. She clearly charged up after an early wicket as well. And yeah, I feel like if the throw was like 9% better, that could have been tighter. But she did so well to attack it and turn it into a chance out of nowhere.
I thought 7.
Okay, yeah,
7 better, yeah.
7% better. Okay, fair enough.
Where did you pluck 9 from?
I don't know. I like the number 9. It's good. It's a nice number.
That's Fuller. Nice ball. That's to be defended by Kirk.
Yeah, it's as Aaron mentioned, the ball's still moving, so the batters have this tendency to try and, bat outside of their crease or step out to the ball just to kill off a little bit of that swing. And, like you notice oftentimes in swing bowling, particularly in Test cricket, where the ball will pitch and then it'll go past the batter and swing even further when it goes through to the keeper.
It's up in the air. And into the gap for 4. Really nice shot from Michaela Kirk. Score moves on to 25 for 2 then. And a second boundary of this power play.
That's a nice shot, as you say, really well. It just picked it up well. It didn't swing at all, that one. It was on the pads. And just stayed grounded as well. There wasn't too much movement on that occasion from Michaela Kirk. She just held her shape. And she knew exactly what she had to do. Get it out of that, through that infield, and you've got a good chance of getting the ball to the boundary. So really good effort. There's still a bit of shifting around of the field. I kind of like this proactiveness from the Bears, just adjusting. You don't want to go ball chasing too much, but a little adjustment here and there is good.
Both fielders outside the circle on the leg side. A little bit straighter, driven down the ground. Arlett's there again. It's not a bad throw either. Wasn't too far away.
Well, you see hit and runs often in T20 cricket, but I mean, I don't know if I'd want to do one to Emma Arlett because she's so quick and she's got a very, very strong arm as well. She picked that ball up so cleanly. If she, just a little bit wide. Also, it was a tough one for Mary Taylor to back up behind the stumps because it hit a little bit of the surface and just took off. So she's done well to get a little hand on that and take the edge off it for the fielder backing up.
I think Michaela Kirk would have been safe. Just gives herself some room. Mary follows her in at the toes for a dot ball to finish over number 5. 26 for 2 then. Bosch is on 7. Kirk is on 9. I was just looking down, actually. I'm a little disappointed that Eva Gray is the captain of this Essex side.
Why?
Well, I'd quite like to have been Michaela Kirk because then we could call her Captain Kirk.
Oh, very good.
That's one for all you Trekkies.
Very good. Live long and prosper.
Indeed. Amu Sudan-Kumar is going to have a bowl from the Birmingham end with the score 26 for 2. And this wins. All 3 seamers will have bowled 2 overs.
Yeah, I mean, she sort of juggled her bowlers a little bit, the Bears captain, but at the same time, given them that little bit of continuity. I quite like this, actually. It's clearly a game plan to just keep the opposition a little bit unsettled, especially with new batters coming in. But this has turned into the openings of a partnership here for Essex, so Bears would love another wicket to cap off the power play. Yeah,
last over of that power play. Oh, it's a beauty from Amu Sudan-Kumar. The stumps go flying. She has her second. And Essex 26 for 3 at the start of the final over in the power play.
Yeah, she's really done a number on those stumps. That's going to be tough because they've been sort of splattered in a way, in the sense that they're going to widen the holes where the stumps are put in. It's going to be a bit of a job for the groundsman. What a delivery as well. As we take another look at the replay, it was just quick. That's all it was. It didn't shape away. It didn't seam. It didn't swing too much. It was really quick. Took a little bit of pad on its way through, I think, off Michaela Kirk, and that is a brilliant delivery and just a wicket that she'll really remember and will continue to build her already heavy confidence for Surin Kumar. I mean, look at those figures. 2 for 4 off 1.1. What a start for the Bears. And as I said, just as I said, there was a little partnership developed. This is the moment to just nip it in the bud and keep your dominance on the game. They deliver another wicket.
They do. Yeah, I think you got a little clip off the front pad, but I'm not sure what sort of shot Michaela Kirk was trying to play then anyway, to be brutally honest with you. It was a very good ball from Amu Surin Kumar, yeah.
This is all it was. She was completely done for pace. Sometimes as a batter you do look a little bit clueless, but every so often a bowler's just really ramping it up, and again, respect to Nat Wraith standing up to that.
Here she comes again. Straight. And defended for no run. How old is Amu's 19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's only going to get stronger and quicker potentially.
Well, I think there's just so much potential there with the bat as well, isn't there? She can really strike a ball. But I just think her bowling is coming on leaps and bounds, especially given the responsibility that's being thrown to a 19-year-old who's just kind of started uni. She mixes it up well too. Slower ball there.
And she's very consistent on that length usually. I mean, the previous one she went a little bit fuller, which you can't blame her really after, bustling through the stumps. Like, you want to do it again and you want to aim for that sort of quicker Yorker length delivery. But just back on her discipline again. It's Gardner being shown a little bit of caution, and she's also going to show caution. Now it's just about getting through the power play for Essex.
Slower ball. I think about 2 here. Well, they did think about 2. Decent throw from Chloe Brewer, but it was just a bit of a tease, as I think Gardner was sensing a second maybe. 27 for 3. Am I right in thinking Aaron Amu, did she play for under-17s for England?
She played under 19. She was at the World Cup alongside Phoebe Bretton's a certain Davina Perrin.
I thought she was. Clearly been identified as someone with real ability and potential for the future.
Yeah, say that quietly or she'll get sent away.
Well, that's always the problem. 2 balls of the power play to go. And that's gone! Out! And it's following Abby Freeborn again. Surin Kumar strikes for the 2nd time in the over. Freeborn with a catch. And Essex in real trouble here. They are 27 for 4. Amu strikes once more.
Yeah, it's a bit of an unlucky one, really, for Annika Bosch. She's actually picked it up reasonably well, but just didn't know almost that there's a fine leg up inside the circle. Very average delivery that from Surin Kumar. Just going across the right-hander again on her pad. She could have hit that anywhere, really, if she tried, Annika Bosch. Maybe there was an element of premeditation in it, but really good catch, as you say, from Abby Freeborn. And the Bears girls, they are celebrating, and why shouldn't they? They've taken 4 wickets in the power play. They've only conceded 27 runs. Nobody's looked close to getting the best of them. They've got a batter out there on 1. They've got another one who's about to join her on 0. This has been a dominant display from the Bears women here at EdgBLASTon today.
And Amu Surin Kumar has 3 for 5 from 11 deliveries.
That's nice figures, isn't it? You almost don't want to bowl a 3rd over after that, just to keep them that way. They look nicer. Some score, but when they do the score summary, sometimes they show you that they bowled 4 overs, sometimes they don't. So you just see 2 single-figure scores. You're like, yeah, thank you very much. I'll have those.
Liberty Heap is the new batter, and they are rolling through this Essex side. Last ball of the power play, last ball of Surin Kumar's 2nd over. And that's going to be 4. Clattered to the boundary. Good start from Liberty Heap. Last ball of the power play crosses the ropes. Only the 3rd time the ball has crossed the ropes in the power play. With the details, with the score 31 for 4. Here's Aaron.
Yeah, comfortably the lowest power play of the season here at EdgBLASTon so far. The previous was Surrey the other day, 48 without loss. So that has been a monstrous effort with the ball from the Bears, especially from Amu Surin Kumar. Already has 3 wickets. A reminder as well that her career best is currently 3 for 33. So providing that she keeps up either the wicket taking or indeed the economy, could be on for a T20 best today. But Essex do still have some good batters. Of course, this will probably be the partnership right now with the experienced Gardner, the exciting Liberty Heap, formerly of Lancashire. But as we just take a look at the replays and the highlights of that power play, really, really tremendous work from the Bears seamers.
Yeah, certainly was. 31 for 4 then. Hannah Baker is coming into the attack for the first over out of the power play, and she swept towards the boundary rope. It's going to be cut off. There'll just be 2 to the total. 33 for 4. And we like to set you some homework.
Go on.
Can you find out if this is the lowest power play in the Women's Blast this season?
I can do, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I suspect it won't be.
Well, 31's quite low, isn't it, for 6 overs? I'd like to know where it ranks. I think it's probably quite low down there. Yeah.
I reckon, yeah, it's low down, but I feel like I came across one that was a little bit lower. I could be wrong. I've got a second piece of homework for you, actually, Aaron, if you don't mind.
double homework. Always
Double
used to
homework.
be the worst thing, that. Swept away this time to the boundary ropes for just 1.
Mary Taylor just holding her balance there in the end. Right, I feel like I've seen Liberty Heap also play for England under 19s.
She has.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that
was a very quick bit of homework.
Yeah, she definitely has. She was also in that the inaugural one in 2023. So it's the one prior to the one that Perrin, Surin Kumar and Brett featured in.
34 for 4. 3 balls to go in over 7. And the bake hits the pads. There's a big appeal. May have pitched outside leg stump potentially. You're very good at judging these.
It's definitely sliding down at the very least. It may well have pitched outside, as you say, but it was definitely sliding down. It was only sort of a half-hearted or a three-quarter-hearted appeal there, I would say.
Back down the ground for a single.
Aaron's been
Aaron's getting
gasping
very
over there.
excited.
What's going on?
I have. It isn't the lowest power play of the season.
Knew it.
Because Essex themselves have actually got the lowest, 27 for 3.
Okay, so it's second lowest. Okay, interesting. There we go. Oh, lovely ball from Hannah Baker. She saw it coming then and just flighted that right onto the toes of Heap. That's the end of the over. 7 gone, 35 for 4. Here comes Millie Taylor from the Birmingham end. So what we've learned from that is that Essex aren't very good in the power play, I think is what we've learned.
They've had a couple of shockers.
Yeah. Here's Millie. They're talking to shockers. That one's floated and whipped away into the leg side. He's got away with one there, I think, for a loosener.
Well, I think everybody's had a bit of a loosener on. I think Em Arlett was the only one who started with the delivery bang on the money, taking a wicket first ball with the one that struck the pads, but everybody's had a bit of a loosener today.
That's more like it. Lovely bit of flight there. A little bit of turn as well.
It's the most striking thing about Millie Taylor, actually, when she bowls, is that she gets it to hold in the air for such a long time. It really, really takes the pace off the ball.
She's very consistent. Another dot ball.
Again, like sort of the best slower bowlers, she's very good at setting her fields as well.
36 for 4. Again, use of feet from Gardner.
My fielder is just so perfectly placed, though. You've got to go either side, and it's hard because of that flight. You can only really go certain angles.
Yeah, following Katie George at the moment. Amusa and Kumar's come into the circle on the offside. This time worked into the leg. They're going to come back for 2. Good throw from Chloe Brewer again, but they do get back.
That's a good call, actually. It was an early call of 2 because it went into one of those sort of pockets between 3 fielders. who were converging on it. They tried to create the illusion that they were all quite close to it, but none of them were. So good running.
They're just giving away the single on the leg side if it's wanted. Oh, and that's a misfield from Millie off her own bowling. Means they'll get a 4th run from the over, and that completes over number 8. 39 for 4. What you also see with the likes of Baker and Taylor bowling in the speed at which they are, these overs fly by really quickly for very few runs, don't they?
They do. They do fly by quite quickly, and as the opposition, you know, as a batting team, you feel that pressure as well, because you're acutely aware that you've now got 72 balls left in the innings, but you also it feels like they're going by very quickly. You're more likely to play rash shots. You're more likely to, play with poorer judgment, especially when you're 4 wickets down and there's other things playing on your mind, but there's a little bit of indecision. Do I need to consolidate? Do I need to play big shots? Do we have to hit our way out of this? How do we do it? And you never let them think too much. You're getting through your overs quickly.
Hannah Baker back for a second. Use of the feet this time from Gardner. It's 1 more to the total. Not sure Hannah Baker appreciated that throw bouncing in quite low down into her hands. It bounced not far in front of her, did it?
No. It was tricky to pick those up.
Georgia Davis usually bowled an over by now, but clearly holding herself back and leaving it to Hannah and Millie. Another good ball from Hannah Baker. There's certainly a bit of movement on in the crease here from Joe Gardner and Liberty Heap, aren't they? They're trying to unsettle these spinners, using their feet an awful lot. Comes down, carved away into the offside just for 1.
There wasn't a lot of control on that shot at all. It could have gone anywhere really. She was sort of skewering it out towards the offside, and you know, another day it carries all the way to Chloe Brewer, or just hangs and drops into the hands of one of the fielders in the circle on the offside.
Swept powerfully, but just for 1. Mary Taylor doing the fielding.
It's a much better shot. That's properly middled. But again, excellent field positions, and I like that they're different for both batters as well. That deeper backward square leg fielder, Mary Taylor, coming into the circle.
Yeah, we got a long off here. Deep extra cover is Chloe Brewer. Good ball from Baker again. Deep mid wicket for Amu Sudan Kumar. And I'm going to guess we've got a long off as well, but I can't see them.
Yeah, there
Yes,
there is a long off.
And a long on? They've got a long on?
Yeah,
yeah.
Long on and long off.
Just checking, I can't see from where I am yet. Ooh, left that late before cutting it. Right on top of the stumps as well. And it's another really good over from Hannah Baker. It goes by conceding 3 runs. And we're almost at the halfway stage of this innings. And Essex 42 for 4.
Big fans of Portuguese T20 cricket, these guys. I'm pretty sure they've got a timeline in their mind. But yeah, no, it's been a terrific performance from the Bears. And in many ways, when you watch them perform like this, that thrilling win against Lancashire, the big win against Surrey last week as well, you think, well, why couldn't you have done this like 2 games earlier? And then things would be a lot more comfortable right now. Now there's like mathematics involved in them qualifying. Maybe we'll have a little reminder from Aaron later about the qualification scenario.
Here's Millie again. Well, they need bonus points. That's the key. So if they can knock Essex over cheaply, the key then is to score them at a decent rate to win and then gain the bonus point. That could prove crucial in the end. Whipped into the leg side. Brilliant bit of fielding by Hannah Baker. And it's just 1 more to the total. 44 for 4.
That was very acrobatic, wasn't it? The deep.
Sorry, that was 2, should I say.
Just fresh off having bowled an over to throw yourself around in the outfield. Very impressive.
Gardner, the one who's looking to be maybe a little bit more aggressive here than Liberty Heap at this moment in time. She's taking a lot of the deliveries as well. She's faced 18 now compared to Liberty Heap, who's just faced 7. Oh, and that's completely done her. All ends up. Leading edge of the bat. Gets away with it though.
Yeah, I didn't know too much about that one again. Flight, but Millie Taylor's a little bit quicker through the air than Hannah Baker sometimes.
Strikes the pad. Another dot ball.
This is terrific stuff.
Straight over, isn't it? 2 off the over so far. I think we've got Millie Taylor back from last year. After again it's just another example, isn't it? She had a tough start to the campaign, but now she looks like the Millie Taylor that took the most wickets in the Blast last season.
I think they pick up a lot of confidence from wins, and each win that confidence just sort of snowballs a little bit.
And they've moved Abby Freeborn. I wonder if the ball's going to follow her. No, it's down the ground just for one, and that completes the over. Just 3 off the over. That's 7 runs from 2 overs, courtesy of Millie Taylor. And at the halfway point, 45 for 4. Artif's going to leave us. Mel's going to join us. And Aaron can tell me how many dot balls there have been in the opening 10 overs.
Well, this is staggering. We mentioned this on Friday. So in the Surrey game, the Bears bowled 30 dot balls. Today, they've already bowled 32. So that is 5.2 overs worth of 0 runs. That is remarkable.
It is quite extraordinary.
It certainly is.
Hello, you.
Hello. That is incredible work, and the seamers did such a good job up front. And you do sometimes find, as we were talking about, that after the power play, things just slowing down a bit, and Essex, it's leaving them deep in the mire.
So power play was 31?
31 for 4.
So they've added
Correct.
14 runs from the last 4 overs.
Yep.
So they're basically trolling along at 4.5 and over, which is quite remarkable. At some point, they're going to have to maybe chance their arm a little here.
Well, they certainly are, and I think probably quite key is that Annika Bosch is back in the sheds, and she is one player who can absolutely get going. She's had a bit of a weird 6 months from the South African side.
That's got to be... Oh, Nat Wraith. She kept so well against Surrey. And there, I think that's a mis-stumping. Looked like she'd used her feet there, had heap.
Well, they've been using their feet a lot, so there's that constant threat of a stumping.
Drilled. Well, stopped by Katie George.
One of the very few errors we've seen in the field. There's only been a couple of misfields, I think. It's been generally quite a clinical performance by Warwickshire today.
Same shot, same result. Katie George she just for a moment thought about trying to throw the stumps down, but I think they were comfortably through for the single at that point. 48 for 4.
Again, using the feet, they're not staying still at all, and you can understand why. They're desperately trying to disrupt the spinners, hit them off a length.
Georgia Davies quite happy, having conceded 3 singles in this over. Her first, of course. Pulled into the leg sides. 1 bounce to Suran Kumar.
She's a little firecracker, isn't she? I really, really like Suran Kumar. Just whether it's with the bat, ball, field, every time I've come here, I've seen her do something that is really noteworthy and admirable.
Real young talent for sure. Swept, and that's going to beat the first fielder. May well beat the second. It does. It's a boundary. Bit of the pressure released that time by Joe Gardner, and that completes the 11th over. Brings up the 50 as well. Essex onto 53 for 4. And you just wonder how costly that potential mis-stumping may end up being.
Yeah, this was a really well-controlled shot. Just managed to get it square of the fielder, or square of one fielder and fine of the next. So, nice bit of control and placement. How long has it been since the last boundary?
I'm so glad you asked, Mel. It was the very final delivery of the power play. So that is actually the first boundary of this middle over passage of play. I mean...
And that's 4 in total?
Yep. Well,
4.
5 now.
5 fours.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, no. No, that is 4 fours. I meant
fours.
overs, sorry. It's been 5 overs, sorry. Yeah, but testament to how difficult it's been, and also the quality of the spin bowling.
Third over on the trot for Millie Taylor. And it's Sister Mary who fields that in the circle.
The only caveat to all of this is that I did think there might be a lot of runs in this pitch, but just how much the pitch has slowed up.
Yeah.
And so that's something to keep an eye on.
Well, we only know how good the wicket is when everyone's batted on it, as we always say. Going to be 2, just about. Yeah, I think Wasn't picked up as cleanly as it could have been. And it's 2 more to the total. I think now they've just started to maybe not take a few more chances, but they look they're going to play a few more shots, which is required at 56 for 4.
It might be worthwhile because he's not busy enough, our award-winning badger, keeping an eye on the difference in the dot ball percentage from the power play and then to what's come afterwards, because I reckon we might find a bit of a difference.
Oh, outside edge. She's given that a lot. Chase is on. Redmayne's after it. It's going to get there. The ball just slowing up. There was a fair old bit of rain last night around.
Was it? Yes. Oh, yes, there was.
Yes,
I got caught in it, actually.
There was,
How did I forget?
I say a very quick outfield on Friday, but I think it benefited from a bit of a dousing last night for sure. 59 for 4. A bit more of an expensive over this time round. 6 off it so far. Up in the air, down the ground. There's a chance for a catch. Maybe no. It's just going to be 1 to the total. And it's Georgie Davis who collects that.
Bit of fortune there for Heat, but it was... She completely lost her shape on that shot, ended up playing it one-handed.
Last ball of the 3rd over for Millie Taylor. A bit more of an expensive one this time round. 7 from it. She's gone for 14 in her 3 so far. So 12 overs gone 60 for 4. Always the danger for me of a 3rd over. I'm always scared of a 3rd over on the bounce.
Well, those last 2 overs have gone for 15 runs. So they are pushing that run rate up, and the dot balls are becoming fewer and further in between.
Is it worth pointing out they've scored a quarter of their runs in the last 2 overs out of 12? So
yeah, wow. That's a really, really good perspective on it, isn't it?
It says a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. But I take the point you were talking about with the necessity of bonus points. So Warwickshire cannot afford to take their foot off the pedal at all at any moment in this game.
Hannah Baker's back. That's a lovely shot, actually. That's probably shot of the day, I would say. Comes from Liberty Heat through the covers for 4. And the best boundary hit by Essex so far in this innings.
Yeah, it was a lovely shot. Just got forward, got herself into a really good position, whipping her hands through the ball. Lovely clean shot all along the ground.
As mentioned earlier, formerly with Lancashire. What kind of season is she having so far, Aaron?
Yeah, it's been a difficult one, to be honest. 55 runs with a strike rate of 112 in her previous 3 appearances.
Bit of air. Nice ball from Hannah Baker to respond. Certainly Heap is looking to go after everything here.
Liberty Heap is a great name, by the way.
It is, isn't it?
I'm a big fan of really good names, and Liberty Heap, oh, that's a great name.
Oh, she's lucky. Lucky Liberty right now. Or maybe she's taking liberties.
Oh!
Hey. Maybe.
You think Liberty is playing with freedom?
Yes, certainly.
Oh, dear.
We'll stop the puns about Liberty now.
Oh, see, I like a player that can give you a good line when you're writing a piece.
Oh, it's a lovely ball from Hannah Baker. Plenty of flight. I mean, what I'm impressed by with Hannah Baker is she's gone for 4 off the first ball. She's not then gone, oh, actually, I'm going to bowl a bit flatter, I'm going to bowl a bit quicker. She's still giving it air. She's giving it a chance to grip and spin.
And it's another one. So ever since that lovely shot of the first ball, it's been a full shot every single ball since. She's not struck it cleanly. It's not come off the middle of the bat. And that's a really great example of a bowler coming back from being punished a little bit.
It is. 13 overs gone, 65 for 4. Going back to pace then, break up the spin. Amu Surenkumar with a 3 for 9 so far. Is going to have a bowl from the Birmingham end. You got to watch her while you were...
What a spell.
Yeah.
Oh, as I said, every time I've come here, I didn't know anything about Surenkumar before. I think I came here for the first time last year. She came up and joined us in commentary after a player of the match performance. And so I've sort of been just keeping an eye out for her since, and she's never failed to impress me.
It's a lovely shot. May well get cut off. No, not the best from Katie George. I thought she was going to get there. She probably did get there and then just unable to prevent it crossing the boundary ropes. It was a nice shot, to be fair, from Heat, who moves on to 21.
Yeah, it was just a slightly slower delivery, but it's been picked out well. And just here, the dive, you can see her hands were over the ball and then it scooted under them and onto foot.
69 for 4. Start of over 14. Slower ball again. Beats her all ends up this time. Gave herself room.
The variations in pace, though, that Surenkumar has got and the control she exhibits in delivering them and the smarts to know when to bring them out. You see her push one through a bit quicker at times and she's got a lot of options. And, yeah, I think she's just a really exciting young cricketer.
Just changing the field. Bringing square leg into the circle. It's going to be 1. They might think about a second, but they're not going to take on the arm of Arlott. 70 for 4.
You talk about that early stage, Arlott. What a start that was for her as well. And then the catch.
Good to have her back. Gardner with 21 from 27. Heap on a runner ball, 22. Good partnership between these two. On to 43 now.
I think they desperately needed it, Essex, after what felt like a bit of a shambolic start. Wickets tumbling.
Just 5 from this Surenkumar over so far. Again, not just varying her pace, but also her length as well. Trying to keep Gardner guessing. That's a nice shot. Managed to beat 2 fielders there. Abby Freeble on the first. Georgia Davis the second. And it's another boundary. Second of the over, so a good over again for Essex.
Good test this now for Surenkumar. She's after having everything go her own way in her opening spell. She's now gone for 9 so far in this over. Can she get out of it?
Going to be another boundary. It's expensive over. 13 from it. Caught the outside edge of the bat. Nice shot in the end from Gardner, who moves on to 29. Heaps on 22. 78 for 4 then with 6 overs to go.
Yeah, well, in the end, she couldn't get out of it. By far the most expensive over, more runs than she'd conceded in her previous overs combined. So something for her to think about, but again, give a lot of credit to this pair, Gardner and Heap, and the partnership they've put on after Essex were just in disarray. It's a 50-run partnership now, and it's basically what's keeping Essex alive. It's still with just 6 overs to go. What do you think they can get to?
Well, I think they'll be thinking around 120 probably. I mean, they're going at just under 6 and over at the moment. Partnership is just over a runner ball, 49 balls to get that 51. So I think anything around 120, 125 feels like it would be a reasonable score given the start they'd had. But that's a lovely shot from Joe Gardner. Great use of the feet and finds the boundary with ease.
Well, they might be targeting a bit more the way that they're playing. They certainly have been keen to use their feet. I just wonder, to the spinners anyway, just wonder if we just might see a really aggressive period. Oh,
That's
out. Yep.
Really good ball from Georgia Davis. Great response, having been hit for 4. And Gardner goes for 33. Plumb in front. Really nice response from the Bears skipper. And that's a 5th Essex wicket that falls with a score on 83.
Yeah, just a really good time for the Bears to break up this partnership, and haven't reached 50 on that one. I reckon that was hitting the middle of leg stump. Maybe middle and leg. Just skidded through a little bit quicker and lower.
Well, Jo Gardner looked like she was caught in two minds, didn't she? She started to go forward, then changed her mind and went back. And
I think that was because it was a bit quicker.
Yeah, it did, and also, you're right, it did skid through and stayed a little bit low, didn't it?
Yep. I think that caused the indecision. So really good bowling there from Davis. But it was a very good innings from Gardner as well. Just started to open up and get things going again for Essex. But still 83 for 5 as Munro comes to the crease. And now the pressure does turn to Liberty Heap to just keep that run scoring going, even with a new partner at the other end.
Yeah, pressure definitely on. Could be a crucial time to take a wicket, that, because it's the best way to slow the flow of runs, isn't it? As we've seen time and time again. So Munro on strike. Sophie Munro. 3 to come in the over. She's off the mark. Katie George can't prevent the single. 84 for 5.
I mean, if you're Warwickshire, you really want to try and keep Munro on strike as much as possible for a couple of overs, just to keep the pressure on her, because she's going to have to go quickly.
Another one.
Wow. Wow. What an over from Davis. Well, when they needed her experience, she has stood up, and now both the run scorers for Essex are back in the sheds, and this could be a real turning point.
That's what you want from your captain, isn't it? Catch taken again. Very nicely by Georgia Redmayne.
Well, she didn't have to move. She just had to bring her hands up to her, in front of her chest. Just carved straight to her.
Georgia Davis clobbered for that 4 at the start of the over. Comes back with 2 wickets.
So for Essex now, they are really starting at 0 again, with just 5.1 overs remaining. So now even that 120 is not going to be easy to get.
5 overs to go after this last ball from Georgia Davis, and change with the new batter being Ariana Dowse.
I'm not quite. It'd be interesting to find out exactly why Essex decided to bat first.
It's a good shot to get off the mark. Just be one. May have looked at last Friday and gone, actually, and knowing it's his second use of this wicket, thought maybe the best time to bat on it would be first.
And it may still be.
It may.
You know, we don't know. Warwickshire will have the benefit, though, of seeing how it's played today, and also knowing that, as we look at the wickets from Georgia Davis, also knowing that they're likely going to have a fairly small target to chase. And it will be interesting to see how they go about it, because I bet I think they'd probably give Freeborn license to go, hey, go out and take whatever chunk out of this, whatever it is. Just go and take a big chunk out.
Go and be England's Ben Stokes.
Oh.
Is what they'll go and say.
Oh.
85 for 6, 15 overs then. Just a dot ball update, just because the last 5 overs I'm intrigued as to how many dot balls did get bowled as Millie Taylor's back into the attack.
Well, Mel set the piece of homework, as we call it, a little bit earlier on. So the dot ball percentage in the power play was 52.7%, which is incredibly high. Since then, it's dropped down to around about 44%. So Essex are starting to get those runs flowing, but I will be fascinated to see how the Bears go in the power play, because that is a very, very high percentage.
Oh, it's a beauty.
It was.
Absolute beauty from Millie Taylor. Not sure Munro knew what day of the week it was then.
I never know what day of the week it is.
That's a different story. Into the leg side, that's for 1.
My life revolves around match day -2, match day -1, match day.
Do you remember the days when cricket used to start on the same day? You know, every test match started on a Thursday, you had a rest on a Sunday, and then came back on a Monday and a Tuesday.
No.
Life was regulated then. Well, that's up in the air, that's going to be out. And it's Mary Taylor who takes the catch for Millie Taylor. And Dowse has gone for 2, and it's 7 down, 87 for 7.
Well, you just see the importance of taking the previous 2 wickets. You've got 2 batters fresh at the crease, not many overs remaining. They have to go for it, and that just opens up opportunities that are exploited. Just the top edge. Another catch where the fielder has just not really had to move. This is an excellent performance by Warwickshire.
Mary Taylor fielding in Abby Freeborn's position there. Abby pouches all those catches usually.
Yeah, she
but
got
Mary's turn today.
Couple. One was a real cracker when we were here last time, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
very much so. 87 for 7 then. It's the arrival of the captain, Eva Gray, who will join at the crease Sophie Munro.
It really has. It's just been one partnership.
Well, it's 2, I was going to
Essex.
say, well, it has, isn't it? And I think probably across those 3 overs that they went flying, and have scored the majority of their runs, which is a large chunk. I mean, it just shows how well they've bowled.
How many did they get in those 3 overs? They got 15 in 2.
And then we had that expensive over from Amu, didn't we?
Yes, that was 13. I think.
So we think 28 in 3 overs. Oh, that's another beauty from Millie Taylor. And Eva Gray just thinking, wow.
Aaron's
He's
got
smiling, yeah.
It's not a smile, it's a satisfied smirk.
Because Mr. Bridge was almost spot on.
Yeah. Just catches the outside half of the bat. Dot ball. 2 runs from that over and a wicket for Millie Taylor at a time when the Bears were just starting to get back on top again. 87 for 7, 4 to go.
Yeah, so it's 25 instead of 28, but I mean that is a big percentage of the runs. You just see that latest wicket to fall, and of course the other issue here, we always mention this in T20 cricket, you want your finishers in these final few overs. Right now you've got the captain and Munro, who, you look at their high scores this season, 9 for Munro and 6 out for Eva Gray. They're not quote-unquote finishers. Now that I've said that, I guarantee they'll score some boundaries, but it felt as though Dowse needed to just stay in for maybe another over or 2.
Georgie Davis in, cut away, just easily fielded by Redmayne. There's no run. They scored 29% of their runs in those 3 overs.
God, you two and all your percentages today.
Just saying.
Hey?
Well,
Let's
you
go.
know.
Gosh.
1 more to the total. I did use a calculator for that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's it. Show off. I thought you
No.
were showing off.
No. It just went in such a small total. When you score that many in a few overs, it does strike you as being quite irregular.
Oh gosh, yes.
Georgia Davis, 2 for 16. brilliant from Abby Freeborn. Superb bit of fielding to stop the single.
Yeah, great commitment, even just for the one run.
Can't cut this one off though, but MR will collect on the boundary ropes. Just one more. 2 singles from the over. I think 120 might have been a little ambitious in terms of predictions.
The way and the way they're batting, I think they'll be lucky to reach 3 figures, to be honest.
Chipped into the leg side, be one more.
It's very much just knocking about and looking for the single.
1 ball to come, 3 off the over. 19 balls left of this innings, 90 for 7. I'll try and turn this into a 2, maybe. No, again, just 1.
Look at
4
Sarun
singles.
Kumar flying in.
Don't take on the arm of Amu.
Nope.
That's what they say. 91 for 7 then, 3 overs to go. 1 for 16 for Millie Taylor from her 4, which means we have to see a change at the far end, and I think it's going to be Hannah Baker.
From an Essex perspective, you think they're just going to have a swing, aren't they? They're going to have a dip. You've got 3 overs. And I don't know if there's much point knocking it about for 3 or 4 and over.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much of a point, really.
Well, rather than trying to swing and see if you can maybe crack a couple of boundaries.
Well, if the Bears win today, obviously, and get the bonus point, they'll go above Essex in the table. They'll move up to 6th spot, and that will leave them, 5 points behind Somerset, having played a game more. Surrey at the moment, the team in 3rd place on 23, Durham on 22.
Another dot ball. It's just going. It's again just sort of the gentle carves of a single. I'm never one for just encouraging reckless batting, but it needs to have some conviction.
There's the captain. There's that conviction you wanted, Mel.
Yep.
And it's going to be 4. Just dropped short from the captain, Eva Gray, who decides it's time to maybe take a chance or 2 now in the last 3 overs.
Well, they have to. There is no point just dabbing it around for the remaining overs. So, and that was a good option. You saw long off was up, so the risk was minimal.
Well, Hannah Baker dropping Georgie Davis back out now to long off, but then bringing deep square into the circle. And then, again, not frightened to flight the ball up. Just been struck for 4, but he's brave enough to give it some air.
Well, she's got the protection down the ground now, so it's even more impetus or more reason to toss it up there and bowl full. Let her go for the lofted drive. She might just pick out a player. We've also got deep cover and a deep mid-wicket as well.
Wow, Eva Gray, I think, has just done a quadruple bow on her shoes. I used to struggle with a double, let alone 4 times over. Gives herself some room. Just 1.
I hurt my back during just before the test at the Oval.
Well, doing your laces up?
No, but I couldn't. Actually, there was a day when I couldn't do them up because it was really sore. It's fine now. So I had to get other people to do them up for me.
Oh, it's unlucky. Bit of bounce. Completely deceived Munro there.
You know, I've got a very, very good friend in Ali Mitchell. And I did say to her, do you mind tying up my shoelaces for me? And if there's anyone who is definitely fit to tie my shoelaces, it's Ali Mitchell.
End of over 18, 97 for 7. Munro's on 5, Gray's on 7. Backs are a problem, aren't they? I think during the winter there was one day I had the most excruciating back pain I have ever had. I have never felt pain like it. to the point where I literally couldn't move. So not only did I need someone to put my shoes on, I needed someone to get me dressed.
Oh, wow.
I know, that alarming it was.
Oh.
And get me to the doctors. They had to kind of bundle me in the car.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things that you
Once it
you
goes,
just don't realise.
nope.
I was just unfortunate. I'm okay now. I did my shoelaces up this morning with
Well
only
done.
a single bow.
Yeah, they're just on the wrong feet.
Yeah, that's just look. I don't know what day it is. I don't know my left from my right foot. Falling apart.
97 for 7. 12 balls to go this Essex innings. And it's a dot ball to start the return of Mary Taylor, who's only going to bowl 3 overs today.
Yeah, she bowled really well as well. But it goes to Aaron's point about, at this stage of the game, you want your finishers in. Because it's just been a really frustrating couple of overs. We've seen one boundary. But other than that...
Oh, there's a chance for a run out there. Stroke stumping, whatever you want to call it. She's hammered that into her pad, and I don't think she knew where it was. She was on the charge.
I think that's hurt as well.
Yeah.
But another dot ball, that's what it comes down to.
Mary Taylor gets some pace up. She gets her head of steam up.
Oh.
Slower ball, floater. Not quite Sam Curran-esque, but not completely dissimilar. And it's read well and goes for 4 by the limping Munro.
Yeah, well, it's I think just slipped out of the hand a little bit as she aimed up for the slower ball. So often you don't see those punished, but on this occasion, it was just sitting up at that perfect height. Plenty of time for Munro to put it away. She did well, though.
Always drifted towards that leg side. Another slower ball. Yep, this one's a bit straighter. And this one goes all the way for 6. It's the first 6 of the innings for Essex. And again, it's Sophie Munro who moves on to 15. Slower ball, full toss. And it's dispatched.
It's a couple of gimmies, isn't it?
With 10 runs literally just given away in those 2 balls.
Absolutely. 100 has come up, so they have reached the triple figures, but I'm not sure if that was the best option, having seen what happened on the previous ball.
Take 3. Slower ball again, but that's better. Oh, it was bumped into the ground anyway, but just a slight misfield.
Just better execution, isn't it, of the delivery?
I think if you're going to bowl that slower ball at this time, you've either got to go into the surface, haven't you, but outside the off stump, or you go full and outside the off stump. But anything in the slot or on the pads, you're in trouble, aren't you?
100%. Better. That one was drifting in as well.
Oh, we're going to have a run out here. Nat Raith does the job. And it's goodbye to Eva Gray, who is run out. Munro only wanted the single. Eva Gray was like, no, I'm the captain, I'm coming. And Sophie Munro didn't leave her crease.
Oh, terrible miscommunication. And we talked about taking on the arm of Suren Kumar, and maybe that was what was on the mind of Munro. She took off, I think, as Suren Kumar came running in. She was watching Suren Kumar. I don't think she was aware that Gray had actually taken off and was calling her through. There'll be an interesting discussion perhaps between the two of them.
Is the captain always right? That's the question.
Well, I think it was probably her call, because she was running to the danger end that Suren Kumar would probably have thrown the ball to. But I don't think anyone comes off that looking great except for Suren Kumar. And sometimes fielders can take wickets with reputations. You see players make mistakes. It's based on realising who it is running in to pick the ball up.
108 for 8, last over. Maybe that 120's on the cards potentially here.
Well, Munro's on strike and probably feeling a little bit sheepish, so that combination might be the thing that gets them to 120.
Well, I thought Nat Wraith was going to stand up to Emma Arlott, but she's gone back. And it is Arlott to bowl the final over. 1 for 7 from 2 so far. Down the ground. And going to be stopped. No, by Sudan Kumar. Good effort, but couldn't get there. And it's a boundary to start the over. 112 for 8.
That was a lovely, languid swing. Slower ball again, but she waited for it. Just timed it really well.
In the slot for Sophie Munro. He moves on to 20 off of 15. They're running out of her captain. She's going to make it worthwhile here in this final over. Pulled into the leg side. Just going to be 1. The new batter go back on strike. 113 for 8. What's Essex's lowest score this season?
Yeah, so that was 100. So that was the game where they scored 27 for 3 against Hampshire in the power play. So it's also not going to be the lowest here in the professional era. We saw Somerset get bundled out for 103 in 2025.
Into the leg side again. 1 more to the total. That's all Munro will want to get back on strike here. 3 to go. 114 for 8. 6 off the over so far. Munro 21 off of 16.
Yeah, so she's got going after she didn't get many runs. Well, you know what I'm asking, Aaron. You know what I'm asking. Just go and work it out and say something.
I will do after this ball. She's very, very well bowled by Emma Arlott. So, as we mentioned beforehand, her high score heading into this game for the season was 9. So, she'd only scored 13 runs with a strike rate of around about 86 prior to this knock. So, this has been really, really valuable.
But how many balls did it take her to get going? What was she with her first few runs? Yeah.
Into the leg side. She's going to get 1. They're thinking of a second. No, that would have been run out. Just 7 off the over so far. 1 ball to come then. 115 for 8. Munro's on to 22. Go back on 1.
Yeah, took until her 10th ball to get that first boundary.
Now she has 22 off 18, and that's what she's going to stay on unless there's a no ball or something poor from Emma Arlott to finish the innings. Final ball. Driven down the ground. Is it going to be a run out? No, they're not going to chance it. It'll just be a single. And Essex finish on 116 for 8 then from the 20 overs. The top scorer for Essex, Joe Gardner, with 33. Liberty Heap with a 23. And Sophie Munro unbeaten on 22 to give them their total of 116 for 8. Bowling-wise, pick of them, Amu Sudan Kumar, 3 overs, no maiden, 3 for 22. Georgia Davis, 3 overs, no maiden, 2 for 19. It's 1 for 15 for Emma Arlott, 1 for 16 from Millie Taylor. Hannah Baker wicketless, but a really good 4 overs for 17. And Mary Taylor as well, wicketless. She went for 23 off of her 3 overs. So when the Bears come back, they'll be chasing down 117 for victory.
They certainly will. They certainly will. It's a good effort overall from the Bears. I think they've done quite well. I think there'll be passages of play where they think they could maybe have been a little bit more clinical. That 4th wicket partnership, a little bit frustrating, salvage things for Essex. But this is ultimately a total that they'll back themselves to chase down relatively straightforwardly.
Yeah, I mentioned the only caveat is that we talked about it looking like there were quite a few runs, might be quite a few runs on the pitch, but perhaps it is just playing a little bit slower, a little bit harder to get in on. But the Warwickshire players will know that they've given themselves a really good chance here. Only 3 of the Essex players able to actually get beyond double figures. We did see a good partnership for them between Gardner and Heap, who got going, and then Munro, who came out afterwards. But the highest score after that was 7. So the spinners did a great job. That was a wonderful over by Davis when she came in, got a couple of wickets. And it was of the set players as well, in Heap and Gardner, both falling in that over.
With that over from Suren Kumar a little bit earlier that we were looking at in the highlights as well, where she took 2 in an over. Really impressive within the power play, just really setting the tone. Millie Taylor 1 for 16 from her 4 overs, as you say. Georgia Davis 2 for 19 from her 3. And the seamers up top. And we've seen the spinners take control over and over again in this, in this competition, on this ground specifically. But it's been one that it was the time for the Pacers to shine today. They managed to get themselves a little bit of shine up top, used the conditions really well. I thought, with the ball swinging and things like that, it was a really, really good effort from the swing bowlers. So that's what it's going to be for the Bears, 117 to chase and win this game. Now, there's another factor here as well, Melinda, that we should talk about, which is the bonus point. Now, the Bears can only go through to the next round if they accumulate a few bonus points. They have a chance here. Now, the way you get a bonus point in the Vitality Women's T20 Blast is the same way as the One Day Cup. You have to have a run rate of 1.25 better than your opposition. So my maths tells me they need to chase this total down in something like between 15 and 16 overs, which is doable. It feels like it's they have to go greater than a runnable to do that, but they've got all the motivation in the world to go for it. And conditions were a little bit tricky up front, but with the players like Abby Freeborn at the top who like to play their shots, the opportunity presents itself. I
think it's going to be fascinating to watch that player in particular, Abby Freeborn, to see if they say to her, go out there, as I said during commentary in that first innings, take as big a chunk out of this particular total, this target, as you can, and then kind of make a decision based around what happens with that. Because if that comes off, then they're in a really, really good position to actually push hard for the bonus point. If it doesn't come off, if it is actually much harder, and if that's a better score than perhaps it looked like but from Essex, then they can adjust accordingly. But yeah, with her out there, there's every chance if she gets going, she's just phenomenal and very difficult to stop. So I think that will be the plan for them to go out there first. Right, we've got 10 wickets. They've not got a lot of runs on the board. They said this is our opportunity, but Freeborn, I think, would be the one to kick it off. Yeah, certainly. I mean, you'd look at her to do the attacking up front. They'll probably have a scenario in mind for when they think, okay, let's just pump the brakes. Let's just get a third win in 3 games. But for a third consecutive game, a very strong performance from the Bears. We talked about this earlier, the win against Lancashire, the win against Surrey before that. It feels like they're building momentum. In a way, it's a tremendous shame that it's taken this long to find that momentum, but they have it now. They're bowling with confidence. They were all smiles at the start of play. They looked really just, in good spirits, and that's really wonderful to see. There's a genuine opportunity to keep progressing and pick up the bonus point, but also you want to maintain that winning run. Winning is paramount, and the bonus point is a nice to have that you want to chase. Yeah, and look at it, maybe also not necessarily momentum. It may just be a whole heap of different factors clicking that weren't clicking at the start of the season. Maybe they just had a nice time in Blackpool. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. But look, whatever it is, they just look like a sharper side at the moment than perhaps they did earlier in the season. And they're without some of their big hitters, but then every time you sort of say, and by hitters I mean all round, they're big guns. But every time you say that, you have to remember so are the opposition. And this whole competition this year is very much about who copes best without a lot of their big stars. And Warwickshire look like a team that is sort of putting it together now, even without so many of them, even without Davina Perrin, who I agree with Adam is a big loss, and it's really frustrating that she's not here today, because you imagine this total and then you have Abby Freeborn and you have Davina Perrin in the lineup to chase it. You're thinking, right, that's that's something that we can do and get it with a bonus point.
Yeah,
We'll
they both go hard at the top. You're quite right. And they kind of complement each other quite well as well. There was a different kind of understanding between the pair when they were batting together in that game against Surrey. But we'll see how our opening combination gets on today. We are very hopeful, and thank you everybody for joining us on this stream. Remember, this is the first of a double header today as well. A little bit later on, it will be the Bearsmen, Warwickshire, taking on Sussex here as well, and apparently there's some other match going on somewhere. I've been told
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but whatever it is, we'll let you know what the score is. So stay with us. We'll let you know what the score is in that particular the game. But
Portuguese
T20 cricket. Listen, it's very exciting stuff.
Hey, Moses Enriques has just said he's elected to play for Portugal.
There we go. He could play for a bunch of different places. To be fair, Moses Enriques can pick his spot. But today it's very much about the focus is on this, and women's cricket has been in the spotlight this year. There's been challenges in the T20 Blast because of it, but also it's been a big year, and there was a couple of results this week as well that I'd love to talk about. Obviously, we saw Hayley Matthews talking after Australia's victory in the first semi-final against the West Indies. She talked about
inequality,
yeah. And I thought it was very brave and really poignant, because it's very easy as a captain of a losing team in the semi-final. You come out, you thank your team, you praise your team, you say we're going to work on X, Y, Z, and you say we'll try harder next time. But to bring up the things that she brought up about the inequity in the modern game and the distribution of finance, I think that was very brave, personally.
Yeah, and what I thought was interesting about that was she was saying when they won in 2016 and they beat Australia at Eden Gardens. I was fortunate enough to be there to see that.
You've been everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling it as well. But I was there for that, which meant I was there to see. I was standing on the boundary when Carlos Brathwaite basically built to Ben Stokes in the last over. So it was a heck of a day at Eden Gardens. But she was saying that back then, at that time, the Women's Big Bash had been around just for a few years, and there were no other high-quality T20 type tournaments around for women, and so then it was more about natural talent, and teams that had natural talent could do really well. But in the past 10 years since then, we have seen different domestic structures come in, more money, more professionalism coming into the women's game. And they hardly play anything in their domestic cricket. They'd be lucky if there were about 20 to 25 sort of matches that they could play in domestic cricket.
They have a women's CPL, but it's quite truncated.
It's very short.
Yeah.
And then the other competitions they have as well. There's just not a lot of high quality cricket played in the Caribbean. So it shows that, we're here watching this today. That's why the restructure of the English domestic cricket is so important, because Australia's led the way. I think, with they have the WNCL, which is the One Day Cup, and the WBBL. And the gap that existed between them and every other side post sort of 2017 was massive, and you didn't know if anyone was going to be able to bridge it. So you see now what's happening in this country, and I think the restructure has been really good, and it is working. You see the other competitions that you've talked about, whether it's the WPL in India or others coming through and starting up, they've got a long way to go to catch where Australia is, but it's very relevant for English cricket. And I do feel really sorry for West Indies, because they do have some unbelievably talented players. But it is very hard, and quite often it's on Hayley Matthews. It's on Hayley Matthews or Deandra Dotton, who we saw carried off before that game, and then come out and actually belt a few runs sort of late in the innings. And Stefani Taylor, who's a player who has been at every single edition of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. So difficult situation, but it really does highlight the importance of just this match today and what it's part of. And it's the only way that countries are going to be able to do it, but does cost money, and it's money that the ECB has that the West Indies don't. Yeah,
this is one of the things. We talk about. It sort of puts the struggles of the infrastructure of women's cricket in England into focus. Like, I think the ECB been very proactive. Obviously, the tiers and things like that, having like a women's T20 Blast, having it concurrently with the men's T20 Blast. These are all great moves, and obviously there's loads of questions and critique and things like that. But when Hayley Matthews makes the comments that she makes, it sort of puts everything into focus. And I thought that was very brave. One other thing I wanted to touch on just while we're in this interval between innings, and what a result for Ireland's women as well against the West Indies over the weekend. Their first ever win in a Women's T20 World Cup on their 22nd attempt. That was unbelievable.
It was fantastic. It was a great weekend for the Irish.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, they won another couple of games, apparently.
Yeah, that was absolutely unbelievable. A great day, a great weekend for Irish cricket. But yeah, for the women, I mean, they've got some great players, terrific players in that Ireland side. I'm a big fan of Orla Prendergast and Gabby Lewis as well. Several others in that side, and so it was, yeah, really, really good to see them get that win. And I just think it's been a great Women's World Cup because Scotland got their first win and were really competitive in quite a few games.
Yeah,
all the way through.
They were, weren't they? Yeah,
and even Netherlands, for them, you talk about the haves and the have-nots. Well,
oh, yeah. Only two professional players in that team.
That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. So, it's been a really good World Cup just for showcasing that there is depth internationally. But I do go back. It's just your other point, Atif, as well, just about that, some have a lot of money and resources, others don't. And it's great when you can see a team like Ireland, who doesn't have as much, being able to get up and get their first win.
Well, it's been a busy time in the world of women's cricket. Our focus is very much here at EdgBLASTon, where the Bears will be looking to make it 3-3, and they've got a very good chance. And hey, bonus points as well. I speculated about the bonus points. Adam Bridge is back alongside. He's about to lead us on commentary in the second innings, but I speculated on what it is the Bears need to do for that bonus point. Aaron Viles, perhaps you can tell us, and then Adam Bridge will take us through the innings.
I can indeed, Artif. So, the Bears' required run rate for this will be around about 7.3 runs per over to get the bonus point. So you're looking around about the 16 over mark to chase down 117. If the Bears can do that.
Sorry, Atif was very, very, very proud of himself because he said about 16.2, I think.
Fair play. Well done. I might be out of a job by the end of tonight.
Oh, never. But I don't think he's won any awards.
But just going back onto the topic of the wider conversation for the Bears, I mean, they do need every single point they can get at this stage.
They do. 117 to win in 16 overs. That's the way we've got to look at this, really, I think. And I'm sure they know that. They'll know what they need to do. Abby Freeborn is out there. Katie George is out there. And Sophie Munro, who ran out her captain, has got the ball in hand and will probably have a point to prove.
I think we're just going to learn a lot in this first over, maybe first 2 overs. What does Abby Freeborn do?
She gets hit on the pad with the first ball.
All right. Oh.
I think Abby Freeborn does what Abby Freeborn does, regardless of the situation, really, but we'll see how that pans out. There is a rumour that she might be joining us a little bit later on our second stream of the day to do a bit of commentary with us, which will be excellent. All of the women hung around on Friday to watch the men play against Worcester, which was fantastic.
That was.
Here's Sophie Munro again. It's time to Katie George, bit of movement, a little bit of swing in the air.
Yeah, just a little bit of movement away.
There's May McGregor. She'll have a job to do with the ball. Katie George just telling Abby Freeborn there was a little bit of away movement. Up in the air from Katie George, and this should be out because it's pouched quite comfortably by Ariana Douse. And Katie George is on her way. And with the score on 1, Katie's gone without troubling the scorers. And the Bears are 1 for 1.
Very much not the start they wanted. Just a little bit of extra bounce. The previous one had swung away. And the next one, though, was honing in. A little bit of extra bounce. And so George gets the top edge. And quite a simple catch in the end. Definitely not the start that Warwickshire wanted.
Yeah, it wasn't really a convincing shot, was it? She trying to pull it into the leg side based on length alone?
Yeah, and it just kicked up off the deck just enough to catch the top edge, which is understandably not happy with herself.
Nat Wraith is the new batter. Fresh from that astonishing performance at Blackpool against Lancashire.
So were you up there?
No, I just watched it. I watched
that's
it.
all right. I thought you might have been up there.
I watched it. I watched the stream. I did turn the commentary down. It was on a telephone line, not as good as ours.
I haven't been to Blackpool in a long
But
time.
then you're coming from Blackpool, so it's kind of... Oh, that's beaten Nat Wraith outside the off stump. Really nice start here from Sophie Munro. Doesn't look too quick, does she, in her run-up, but she just seems to generate a fair old bit of pace off the wicket.
Yeah, I think again the movement away that almost did for Wraith, and that was a proper little fiddle outside the off stump as well. Just fortunate that she didn't catch the edge.
Oh, she's away straight away. Well, I thought for a moment she was going to get caught out then, but she's moved across, kind of half ramped it, but ended up going fairly square, and it will just be one run. Just remind us about her numbers from Blackpool.
Yes, so scored a career best 83 against Lancashire in that game, and it just completely bolstered her stats. Prior to that, she had scored 23 runs in 6 appearances. Now has 106 with a pretty healthy strike rate of 137.
Abby Freeborn on strike. Cuts away, cuts hard for 4. It was short, there was width, and it gets the treatment.
Well, it sat up and it was offered on a plate, but Freeborn, that was just marvellous placement because there were plenty of fielders on that offside ring, but she just splits the 2 on the offside. That was really, really well played. She gets such power. So we know how she's going to play it, right? The question is she able to get going? I think if they lose another wicket early, Warwickshire, it's going to make it really hard then for them to try and chase down this bonus point because they won't want to risk actually losing. So that early wicket of George has already just put a little bit of a spanner in the works. But while Freeborn's there, I think they'll feel it's still a goer.
6 for 1 at the end of the first over. McGregor is going to have a bowl from the pavilion end. Bowling to Nat Wraith. That's going to be a wide to start with. Loose one to open up.
And quite a few people have opened with a loosener today, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, I think we saw with the way the Bears seam bowlers bowled, there was a little bit of movement in those first 5 or 6 overs. I'm not sure there was too much when Suran Kumar came back into the attack. Midway through, her and Mary Taylor and Em Arlett not getting the movement in the latter stages. The movement tends to come off these white balls fairly swiftly. And it does when Nat Wraith hitting them to the boundary like that. That's her first 4 of the innings. And moves the score onto 11 for 1.
A lovely stroke from Wraith. She has picked up a bit of confidence. This time she read the movement well. And again, splitting those 2 fielders either side of point on the offside. Good timing.
Said we'll only know about this wicket and how easy it is to score runs on it once the Bears are in and got going. Wraith turns that round the corner. Oh, a bit of indecision. She's safely back.
My goodness, that wasn't just indecision. That was 2 players frozen in the middle, not knowing whether to stay or go. And fortunate that it didn't end in disaster. Real hesitation.
Stick or twist.
Oh, it certainly was.
Struck on the pads. Again, she's come charging down the wicket. There's no run. Good response from Esme McGregor from that wide and that 4 off the first 2 balls of the over.
Yeah, I don't know if they have to go charging down. You've already scored. If you're able to get the boundary ball away like they have been in these first 2 overs, then getting a few singles around there isn't a bad option either.
No, she's going over the top, and that's 4.
Fair enough.
Why mess around? I think they still want to take advantage of the power play, don't they? The field has been inside the circle because, as we've seen so many times this season, it can be difficult to score in those middle overs. So they'll try and break the back of this run chase, you feel. 15 for 1 then. Lovely shot from Nat Wraith.
Yeah, it was just 1 stride forward and clattered away. But I don't think there's any question that they're going for this bonus point.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Target 117, so 102 more runs required. Discussion about the field with Esme McGregor. It's going to be tight. Gets there. Good backing up from Abby Freeborn. Turns out to be a good single in the end. 16 for 1.
Yeah, Freeborn's only faced 2 balls so far in the innings.
She's got 4 runs already.
And 4 runs already.
She loves her boundaries, does Abby Freeborn. How many runs so far for the campaign? Oh, you'd tell me after this ball.
Well, I was going to tell you after this ball, but there was actually a bit of a delay. So 233 runs for Abby Freeborn this season, 350s and a high score of 86.
A rare dot ball to Abby Freeborn. 2 overs gone, 16 for 1. A few clouds, a bit like the Simpsons sky, apart from the lack of blue. There's a few clouds around, but it's a beautiful afternoon for cricket, or evening, should I say. I think they've packed up their digging. There's no more hammering going on the far side. They finished early today, 20 to 5.
Well, every time I've come here, they've made serious progress.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a wonderful view of the skyline. I do really love my adopted city. Went out to Sturchley, which is the other way behind us yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is. Some great restaurants and microbreweries and bars and lots of really, really good foodie, drinky
bars and breweries were the 2 things that you focused on there, I noticed.
I said restaurants.
Oh, yeah, and the restaurants too. To soak it up. There's an appeal. Oh, gone! Nat Wraith's gone! She's edged it. She's on her way for 10. And Sophie Munro strikes again. Well, she did some damage towards the end of the innings with a bat, and she's doing it with a ball. Wraith's gone, 16 for 2 at the start of the 3rd over.
Well, big moment for Redmayne. We've talked about how she hasn't really taken hold in the way that one might expect, and this is why she's out there at the away swing again. And it really did do for Race. She came down the pitch and the ball was leaving her as she was reaching for it. Just got that little feather. Can't have been much of one, but umpire clearly heard something, and to be fair, she just turned and walked off pretty much straight away. She knew she'd nicked it. But now, big test for Redmayne.
Yeah, this wicket maybe not as easy to bat on as we thought. Maybe those 80 overs and the baking heat and all the rest of it's just made it a little trickier.
Yeah, that was my caveat in that first innings. It'd be really hard to tell what actually is a good score. Sometimes it can be really deceptive, a low total.
Left-right partnership. Redmayne on strike. No one's told Sophie Munro it's a left-hander.
Well, that
perfect ball to the right-hander.
I was just about to say that. That would have been a terrific ball to Nat Wraith.
It's wide though. 1 more to the total. 17 for 2.
She's smiling as well.
She knows.
She knows.
Let's see if she can adjust her radar this time round.
Yeah, that was actually a very good ball. So
A little bit of shape as well into the pads of Redmayne.
yeah, coming over the wicket, pushing the ball across the left-hander, and then just bringing it back. Well, she's getting that ball to swing in that direction, so swinging into the left-hander.
How has Sophie Munro performed with the ball this year? Good. Yeah, he's nodding his head begrudgingly. Oh, this is going to be tight. Oh, a direct hit should have been gone. No doubt about it. A direct hit should have been on her way. But she survives. One more to the total. 18 for 2. Redmayne's off the mark.
Yeah, so 5 wickets in her first 6 appearances for Sophie Munro, and someone who, I suppose when it comes to England A conversation, someone who's almost knocking down the doors in that regard. As you can see here, possesses plenty of control and gets the ball talking in the power play. An excellent option with that newer ball.
She's doing a good job here for Essex. Until she bowls one outside the off stump, and Abby Freeborn through her favourite area square on the offside picks up 4 more.
Well, she's faced 4 balls and hit 2 boundaries. Just incredible. The movement's still there, but she's just read it. She actually came forward a long way and was almost reaching to it, but so quick with her hands through the ball and so powerful that she manages to get another boundary again. So I just think they need to try and give her the strike as much as possible, Warwickshire. If they're going to look at getting this bonus point early on, she has to be given a chance to put them in that position.
2 to come in the third over then. 22 for 2. Same gap, same shot, play and repeat. 4 more.
Well, all 3 of her boundaries have basically gone through point.
First one was a bit shorter, wasn't it?
It was shorter, it was cut.
Whereas these 2,
yeah,
she just knows her angles, doesn't she?
she really does. It's like she's just picked a spot for target practice. They might have to really think about their field here.
Yeah, all 3, right between the 2 fielders.
Yep, if each one.
26 for 2. Freeborn striking over 200.
Anything outside the off stump. And because Munro's getting that ball to move away from the right-handed Freeborn, that's kind of playing to her strength.
Slight adjustment to the field here. Fine leg has come up into the circle, and we've got a field on the point boundary. I'm not sure if she hits it where she has the last 2. She'll get to that. No, she'll cut it a little bit finer instead.
That's great batting. That is terrific batting. They just bring out a deep point fielder, so she just opens her face a little bit more so that the ball goes finer. That is really outstanding stuff. 3 boundaries on the bounce.
30 for 2 then at the end of the third over, and Abby Freeborn is doing what Abby Freeborn does.
But there haven't been high-risk shots. It's not been through the air. It's not been going for, slogging it recklessly. She's just played some really, really good, smart cricket shots and picked out the vulnerable part in the field.
87 required. Rate required is just over 5 and over. But obviously they need to try and do this within 16 overs to get the bonus point. So they have 13 overs left, really, to score 87 runs. 7? No.
I hate maths. Who's got a calculator?
So do
Come
I.
on, Aaron. Win an
30.
award. Do some maths.
Well, it's 87 off of 78 balls, isn't it? So
That's definitely doable.
yeah, very much so. That's got to be the plan of action, hasn't it? Okay, changing the bowling. Kopak's coming on. All drilled and just almost flicked on towards the stumps. There's no run. Dot ball. Did we total up how many dot balls there were in the entire Essex innings?
We certainly did. 53.
53.
I love how you say we.
We're not
As a collective,
as
we
a
at Bears
collective.
TV.
We're a team. We are a team. And that's down the ground for a dot ball. And how many already so far have we had in this innings?
We've had 9.
Two of us can be professional.
Hey!
We're not laughing and throwing ourselves around. Anyway, 3, yeah, 9. 9, okay. It's not bad, I suppose. Half of them so far. 16 for Freeborn.
Redmayne needs to get herself down the other end, I think.
She's not going to at the moment. That's a good ball from Kopak. Another dot ball. 3 dots to start the over.
And Abby Freeborn just going down there to have a bit of a word with...
Give me the strike.
Stop mucking about. Give it to me. I've got the offside ring absolutely packed at the moment.
Well, that's going to be a wide.
Yeah.
Even though Georgia Redmayne moved quite a bit there. Way down the leg side.
Interesting as well, even going more leg side, because as I just mentioned, where the field is, it's very much protecting the offside. So you'd be expecting to see Kopak sort of pushing the ball across the left-handed Redmayne.
It's on the money again.
Yeah, and that's better. Bit more wicket to wicket. Just keeping her driving, and she's just stuck at the moment, Redmayne. And Abby Freeborn is stranded at the other end. So they've faced the same number of deliveries, Freeborn and Redmayne. 1 on 16, 1 on 1.
This time she does move her legs. Oh, and she's going to get away with that one because it's been missed by the fielder. They'll come back for 2. She'd actually picked out the fielder perfectly, but it's through her hands. And it's 2 runs to the total. She's not a great disruptor, is she? She's not, I'm going to come down and try and batter you. I think she felt forced into using her feet then.
Yeah, well, she can be quite a classy stroke maker, Redmayne.
I think it's just spun away from Gilgrass then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's on the pads. Turn around the corner. They'll get 2 more here, which means Freeborn will keep the strike. And actually, there's 5 in total off the over. So, not bad. 35 for 2 then at the end of the 4th.
Yeah, this next over could be really important, just in terms of that bonus point.
Well, there's 2 overs to go in the power play.
Doesn't look like Munro's going to bowl it.
Well, 2 overs to go in the power play, and we're already 4 ahead of what Essex scored in the power play and have lost 2 less wickets. So it's position A for the Bears right now. Now we're going to see Munro. We're going to see Eva Gray have a bowl.
Yeah, this could be really interesting, this point, because if Freeborn is able to keep batting for even another over here, then they're going to be right on track if she keeps going at the rate she's gone in the past couple of overs that she's played. She's got the strike now from the first ball.
This time she finds a fielder. No run.
Yeah, they've got sort of 3 fielders kind of guarding around the area where she's scored those boundaries. So 1 just forward of point, 1 at point, and then a backward point as well.
Gray in again. A little bit wider. Cuts that one away. It's going to be a tight single, is it? No, Redmayne gets back. Ball then strikes her bat, which she drops. 1 more to the total. Freeborn's on to 17. Redmayne's on strike.
So that's good field placement by Gray, and then good bowling from her to the field, because she's managed to stifle Freeborn with a single and a dot ball. Big changes to the field though for Redmayne. They've got 2 out in the deep on the leg side, just forward of deep square leg, and then kind of a long leg as well.
They're all in on the offside, and saving 1.
And that's an And that's exactly what she is doing there. There's the pushing the ball across the left-hander. She's going to find it hard to make her way through that offside.
She's going to have to pierce the fielders. Dissect them as best she can. Just one off the first 3 balls of this over, the 5th of the power play. That's into the leg side. It'll just be 1 more to the total. 37 for 2. Redmayne on to 6.
Now they'll all come scurrying towards that point region again.
I think she's not given Abby Freeborn any length to work with here, has she? It's been full and outside of the off stump, so the chance to cut away has not really been there so far. 2 to come in the over. That's a bit shorter. She does cut away, and she cuts straight to the fielder, and she's gone for 17. And the Bears lose a 3rd wicket with a score on 37. And Abby Freeborn, the star of the show throughout this campaign, is gone. 9 balls for a 17. And it's 37 for 3.
Well, smart captaincy and smart bowling from Gray. She'd just been stifling her there, rolled her fingers over, was full outside the off stump. The trap was there, and they packed around that point region. And this backward point ending up being in the right spot at the right time. That's a huge breakthrough. Makes that bonus point just that much harder. Because while ever Freeborn was there, you'd think they've got a real chance. That doesn't mean they're not going to get it, mind you. Zem Arlett comes out to the middle.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Georgia Redmayne now.
I think we've said that every single game.
Yeah, I looked at the batting lineup in Blackpool and thought there's a lot of all-rounders. You know, we've got Em Arlett coming in now at 5. Chloe probably coming in at 6. Amu at 7. Mary Taylor at 8. There's a long tail after that. So you would need one of these, particularly Georgia, I think, is the one you kind of want to drop anchor and kind of guide them home, really. 80 to win. Plenty of time. 7.6 is the run... 5.2 is the run rate required here. Good ball from Gray. And a very good over all in all. It's a dot ball to finish. Went for just 2 runs, and she got a wicket too. Good stuff from the Essex captain. 37 for 3 then, at the end of 5 overs.
Yeah, really good bit of captaincy. I just like the way she took control in that over, having seen the others belted around a bit, and was just really smart with the field placings, and then delivered by keeping that ball outside the off stump. She knew that Freeborn would go for it. Just managed to catch the top part of the bat.
Kopak is coming back for another over. Just 5 from her first. 37 for 3. Last of the power play then. And the plans to Redmayne continue. The 2 fielders out are both on the leg side. It's forcing her into the offside, where again she picks out the fielder and there's no run.
I almost think we're at the point now where the bonus point might be gone. It's just having lost those 3 wickets, I think they might want to secure the victory.
Well, that's going to be the priority, isn't it? Redmayne, oh, she's put down, she survives. Well, the pressure was beginning to tell. 6 off 11 deliveries. It becomes 7 off of 12, but the catch is put down. Could be a key moment in this game. $38 for 3.
Yeah, Gilgrass got herself into position, but just couldn't keep it in the mitts.
Three balls to come.
It's amazing how when Freeborn walks off, it just feels like the air coming out of the tyres, just as far as the the run rate goes, that's why I wonder if this pair might sort of just go, right, we're just going to bat normally, build, give ourselves a bit of time to get in.
Arlott into the covers, and again, there's no run.
And I do think the pitch might be playing a part in this. It's not as easy to bat. And I do think that total from Essex was probably a bit better than it might have looked if you hadn't been watching.
Interesting to see how the men go on this pitch later as well. Playing Sussex in a Blast game for the first time.
Yeah, and that's mental.
Pulled into the leg side. That's a lovely shot from Arlott. That's 4. Releases a bit of pressure. 42 for 3. And Arlott gets off the mark with an excellent 4.
Yeah, nice little pickup. It was there to be played, and she did it really well. Picked out the blank spot in the field. And, just the one bounce.
Sometimes these smaller chases can be quite tricky, can't they?
Oh, always. Well, and often it does come to, often small chases are played on tricky pitches.
75 more required. There's 1 ball of the power play to come. 5 off the over so far. Kopak will finish up to Arlott again, who goes through the covers this time. And that's going to go out just in front of the forward of the point boundary for 4. So back-to-back boundaries for Arlott to get her off and running. It completes the power play for the Bears. The score is 46 for 3, with the details, including those number of dot balls, I suspect. Here's Aaron.
Absolutely. Well, we'll get you some replays and highlights from that power play as well. But the Bears are ahead, which here at EdgBLASTon is a good sign. For those who are superstitious, in the previous 2 games here at EdgBLASTon this season, where Warwickshire have outscored their opposition in the power play, they've actually gone on to do very, very well, including a victory over Surrey in the latest one on Friday. But the dot ball percentage has been a worry. We spoke about Essex having a very high one of 52.7. Guess what Warwickshire's is? 52.7. They have also had 19 dot balls in these opening 36 deliveries. So it's not been a terrible start by any means, but the one thing that I would say, aside from the boundaries, a little bit better strike rotation. I think that's going to be crucial, especially as we head into the middle overs, and I think we're going to have our first over of spin here. Bit of Bryony Gilgrass, who, let's not forget, is a part of the Warwickshire Academy. Bit of right arm finger spin.
And she's on from the Birmingham end is Gilgrass. Redmayne looking for the single, but sent back by Arlott, who's already outscoring Redmayne. She's got 8 off 5. Redmayne with 7 off 12.
This is what we've seen, though, from Redmayne. She just struggles to get going.
10 overs here to go to get that bonus point that we keep talking about. 71 required. So it's only 7 and over to reach the bonus point.
I'm not sure that on this pitch 7 and over is as easy as it sounds, though. That might be the key. But certainly Arlott, that second boundary that she just got through point was like she was taking on the mantle of Abby Freeborn. She's got a few options. They're kind of splitting the field square on either side, with some fielders in, some fielders out.
Think about the single. There's no run. Well fielded. Good start from Gilgrass. 2 dots and a single from her opening 3 deliveries. Lovely shot.
Yeah, it was, because it was actually a good ball. It was quite effortless in the end. I almost thought that I was going to go for 4.
Just 1 to the total though. 48 for 3. The cusp of bringing up the 50. Runnable partnership of 11 between these two so far. Redmayne is on strike. That's better. On the fall. Into the leg side. And, oh, it's a fumble, but doesn't quite go over the ropes, but it does bring up the 50. for the Bears at the end of the, well, with one ball remaining of the 7th over. 50 for 3. Redmayne's on to 10 into double figures.
It was better, but I mean that was a bit of a gimme shot, and it still just doesn't feel like it's zinging off the bat.
And she'll take one more single. So 5 off the over in total. 7 overs gone. 51 for 3. Remember the target 117. So 66 more required. The run rate is only 5 and over. However, we need to really try to knock it off in 9 overs, which is looking tougher and tougher as each over goes by.
Well, and having lost 3 wickets as well, it opens up the danger of having a collapse. If they're not coming off quite so cleanly for Redmayne, I think you'd probably just want to see her working it a little bit more, finding ways to be really busy. And then we've seen Arlott already cream 2 boundaries in different parts of the ground as well.
Eva Gray's going to have a go from the pavilion end this time. She picked up the wicket in that first over that she bowled.
Yeah, big one of Abby Freeborn. I thought she bowled that over really well. She bowled to her field.
Again, they're trying to squeeze Redmayne here on the offside, but she cuts that away and does beat the fielder this time, and she gets 4 runs for it.
And that is probably the most comfortable boundary that has seen a score in a little while. Had to reach for it, but dealt with it very, very well in the end. That'll maybe just release the pressure a little bit.
It's usually at this point I think that the ball just stops to move around once you're kind of 6 overs in, 7 overs in. May make life a little bit easier. That's down the leg side. That's going to be 4 wides, and it is. That's poor from Gray, trying to adjust her line. And she goes all the way to the ropes. 59 for 3, or 60 for 3.
It's another one that was bowled to a right-hander, wasn't it? A long way, and it would have been quite wide outside off stump for a right-hander as well. It's just completely misdirected. And after having praised how well she bowled in the first over, this one has been a little bit wayward to start off with from the skipper.
Dot ball, good response. It's only been an expensive over of 9 so far.
So basically halfway there in 7.2. So that it's still on, isn't it?
Very much so.
It's still on.
Very much so. Even with the loss of wickets and even the way they're going at the minute, it's on the cards. And it kind of has to be the target, really, doesn't it? One more to the total, 61 for 3. (24) the partnership now from 16 balls. Redmayne is on to 16 and just starting to move.
4 wides does really help their cause as well.
Doesn't it just?
Yeah.
10 off the over already. Still 3 balls to go. Almost a stand and deliver from Arlott, but can't get it away. Dot ball. Puff of the cheeks.
Oh, got her.
It's an excellent ball. Bowled it completely. Arlott wasn't sure really. Lack of movement with her feet, you would say. But again, Gray strikes her second wicket. 11 balls she's bowled. 2 for 12. And it's a 4th wicket for the Bears. 61 for 4. And Arlott's on her way for 9.
Every time you just think that they might go for it, something happens. Just bringing the ball coming back in, and The end for Em Arlott, who looked like she might be the one to really get things going again after the dismissal of Abby Freeborn. But now out comes Surin Kumar. I like this. I like this. She's not someone who's going to knock it around.
No, she's coming out. I mean, in the batting order, we thought Chloe may come out before her, but as we saw against Sariamu coming out, and she'll go for a shot.
She will. So this is going to be very interesting. So that her coming out and how she bats now, I suggest, you know, they are still going for it. But with each wicket that falls, it's going to be that much harder because you just got that. You don't want to lose your wickets, all your wickets, chasing a small target, attempting to get there quickly to get a bonus point.
It feels like they've kind of got to this point naturally so far. It was an extraordinary power play, but they have lost all these wickets, 61 for 4. Cautious from Surin Kumar to start with. That completes 8 overs with the score 61 for 4. Gilgrass going to bowl a second over from the far end. Bryony is ball in hand, ready to go. To Georgia Redmayne. 56 required to win. It's one more to the total. Brings Surin Kumar on strike.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Being busy, working it away, first ball of the over. Just getting things going. I just think Surin Kumar, she's as exciting with the bat as she is with the ball. She's what I like to call a fun cricketer.
Yeah, she definitely is. Young, carefree.
She's got a lovely defensive technique though. I like watching her bat. It's all right, just get things over, eliminate the dot balls, work it around, wait for the bad ball to put away. Always sounds so easy when you say that, and it just never is because you've got so many factors to contend with.
Full toss. Redmayne doesn't get hold of it. Just short of the fielder.
She's just completely clothed that, hasn't she? Just the timing doesn't seem as it's like she's just the timing belt on a car or something is out.
Cut away. Good contact there. Just gets one. She signed up in the 100?
I don't think so, Redmayne. No.
No. 64 for 4. 6 balls. Sorry, 8 balls until we reach the halfway mark. Outside edge of Surin Kumar's bat. Going to get 2. 66 for 4.
So 5 runs coming from the over so far, just really by working it around. And they could just add a little 4 ball in there as well. It becomes a very good over.
It does. There's no stress on the run rate required to reach the total in 20 overs here. 4.5 required. But they'll take 1. 6 off the over. And run a ball quite comfortably. And the score moves on to 67 for 4 then. 9 overs gone. Redmayne's on 18. Surin Kumar has 4. And the Bears require exactly 50 to win. And if they want to do it for the bonus point, they've got 7 overs. So that's basically 7 and over, isn't it? Even I can do that one without a calculator.
Me too. 7 times 7 is 49. I remember that from a times table.
Just as a little bit of a score update as well, while we have got a slight reprieve in the play, Lancashire have beaten Yorkshire in the Roses clash up in York. So, yeah, the Thunder winning that game by 6 wickets with 17 balls to spare. So, I wouldn't say that result necessarily plays into Warwickshire's hands.
I was going to say, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
More bad than good, as far as Warwickshire are concerned. But, yeah, for Lancashire, well, they needed that desperately. Just puts them back into contention, but even so, for both them and, of course, for Warwickshire, need a couple more wins after this.
McGregor's in, and Surin Kumar is on strike, and she takes 1 run off the first ball. 68 for 4. Now, you're going to leave in a minute, so the question is, do you think they're going to do it inside 16?
I think with Surin Kumar out there, they can.
They can or they will?
Oh, I'm not clairvoyant. I think they can with her out there. I think she's allowing herself to get in. And I just see her as that sort of player. She'll know, she'll have the freedom of spirit to try and take it on. And I don't mind what they're doing at the moment. Like they're suddenly, in these last couple of overs since Surin Kumar came in, they have been working at and getting the singles. Those bad balls are going to come. Those opportunities to get the boundaries. So while she's there.
Yep, they're rotating the strike nicely, aren't they?
It's exactly what Aaron said before. Or, what they weren't doing. They were just getting stuck. So I don't mind it while they're being busy and just keep turning it around. The run rate required. The run rate required for the bonus point isn't much more than a run a ball, right? So while you're doing that, you just need 1 good over.
Yeah. I think at the moment, it's 39 balls to go, 47 required if they're going to do it in 16 overs. And actually, it's 16.2, isn't it? So we can nick another 2 balls.
It's between 16.1 and 16.2. So it's a bit of a...
it's 16.1 and a half a ball.
For the sake of it being easy for us, 16 overs is the target.
16, yeah. Why make it easy for us?
So I tell you what has to happen.
Rare dot ball.
It's going to have to happen. So they ball the 16.1 first ball, the 17th over, and then there's a misfield and an overthrow. So technically, it's happening between 16.1 and 16.2.
That's the way.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, like last week, his maths is out and it's all wrong.
Oh, you are a cruel man.
No, I'm just saying.
Man.
I'm just saying. All geniuses have off days. He had his on Friday.
Well, on that note,
that's the end of the over. Yeah, see you later. 71 for 4 then. So 46 required off of 10 overs. Aaron, we know that's the simple bit. 4.6 and over, that's no problem. But we want this done in 6 overs time. So 36 balls, 46 off 36 balls to get that bonus point.
Yep.
And that bonus point is so crucial because...
Because of how the table is at the moment. So you've got teams in and around that top 4 who are on 5 victories from their opening 7 or 8 games, whereas the Bears have only got 2 wins under their belt so far, both of those coming over the weekend. So this is the great thing about the bonus point system. For those who don't know what we're talking about, you have to outscore your opposition by 1.25 times the amount of their run rate. So Essex is with 5.85. The Bears are looking to chase this down with a run rate of around about 7.31. So we see Kate Kopak bowling here to Redmayne.
That's down the leg side. She's appealing for a catch rather than being given a wide. Was that one of those tricky little moments where you try and convince the umpire that it shouldn't be a wide? But it must have caught the pad of Georgia Redmayne. Artif's arrived.
Yes, sir. Well, this is a bit tense, isn't it? That bonus point, we keep going on about it because it is very, very crucial to the Bears' chance of a semi-final. Can they get there?
A lot of effort from Georgia Redmayne for a single. Got a lot into that cut. She's on to 21 off 26. She's building a really good foundation here.
She's got to, yeah, I feel like it's there now, the foundation. I feel like we've got to see some shots now. You know, still 6 batters in the dugout, plenty of time. You'd like to see them attack this total a little bit. I know losing those early wickets didn't help, but there's still a chance here.
45 to win. Suren Kumar around the corner. Is that going all the way to ropes? It's not. It's going to be picked up on the boundary edge. And it's going to be 4. Oh, sorry, 2, should I say, to the total. Not 4. In fact, 1 in the end. They only got 1.
Yeah, this felt a little bit sluggish there because the ball was bobbling away all the way down there. So they had a pretty good opportunity to get back for a couple. But maybe Redmayne wants to strike. Maybe she fancies going after Kopak.
That's taken an edge down the leg side. That will get to the boundary ropes for 4. And it's a boundary that's very welcome for Georgia Redmayne, for sure. Just got a thin edge on that.
That's a clever shot, really, wasn't it? She just had to clear the keeper, get it as fine as possible, deep backward square leg, had a long way to go to get anywhere near the ball. And the ball's going to whistle off from the pace of Kopak anyway, so that was a really clever shot from Redmayne. Now can she capitalise, build a bit of momentum, get a few shots away, give the Bears an outside chance of the bonus point, I should point out. 40 off 56, they should comfortably get there. It's really all about finishing this game in 16 overs.
Certainly is. Redmayne on strike again. And there's, on this occasion, no run. 77 for 4 it remains. 6 off the over, so a good overall in all. Good to finish now with another boundary.
Take the edge off, wouldn't it?
Well, 40 to win. An ideal world inside the next 5.1 overs. Last ball of the over. Redmayne tries to get it into the gap. It does, because it's a loose bit of fielding. They'll actually come back and get 2, which turns it into a really good over. And the applause is for, that's 79 for 4 off of 11 overs. Suren Kumar is on 7, Redmayne on 27.
And 38 needed off 30 effectively, right? That's where we're at. 38 needed off 30. You'd back them to do it. They should know it. In an ideal world, that we'd have a big sign that just pointed it to them just so they knew what was going on, but
I think they know.
They've got to be acutely aware of this. They're both very smart people. I'm sure they've got their maths heads on at the same time. But yeah, there's a real chance here for the Bears to have the best possible result, a big win and a bonus point. And to be fair, the way they bowled earlier, they really do deserve it. They've performed exceptionally well today. They deserve for their campaign to last longer.
Annika Bosch is going to have a bowl. Ball's gone through the fielder in the gully, and it's going to be 1.
That was heaped there, a backward point. I think that was just one of those rookie moves where you just take your eye off the ball, it goes through you, and you feel very, very embarrassed about it. But fortunately for her, it's just cost her a single and not a lot worse.
Aaron's waving his arm.
It was just to signal the fact that some people may have seen in the past Annika actually bowl a little bit of seam, but nowadays she's bowling spin.
Can't be bothered to run up.
Got to preserve those arms. Really enjoyed a chat I came across between Carlos Brathwaite and Jofra Archer talking about the art of fast bowling and preserving yourself, trying to make your careers last.
Cut away nicely by Redmayne. It's going all the way for 4. Lovely shot. She moves on to 31. The score 84 for 4. And is this the day that Georgia Redmayne comes to the party for the Bears and sees them home to victory?
Well, you were calling for it earlier, weren't you? You were saying, Georgia Redmayne, she's not had the kind of season she would have wanted, but she's playing an absolute blinder here. Can she take it all the way?
It's pulled with power straight to the fielder, just be 1. 6 off the opening 3 balls of this over.
That's a terrific contact. That's so unlucky that she picked out the fielder in the deep. It was one of the best sounds we've heard off the bat all day from Redmayne. But it's a very good start, as you say. 6 off the over already. If they can find another boundary this over, they'll start breathing a lot easier.
They certainly will. 85 for 4, 32 more required. So in Kumar down the ground, but there's no run.
It's a nice looking drive, that, but I think the Bears will be happier to be a bit more creative right now.
Remain with a 32 from 31. Oh, Kumar's tucked up a bit there.
Just missed out, really. The short and wide, just a little bit quicker. Maybe it was the pace that deceived her, but it was there for it. She missed out. That's why Annika Bosch is smiling, because she's got away with one.
Oh, she's cut that again down into the ground, almost bouncing onto her own stumps. It's end of the over. 6 from it in the end. Bit of frustration towards the end of the over from Amu Sudan Kumar, but they're 85 for 4, so it's 32 required. If they're going to do this and get the bonus point, they've got 24 balls to make it happen.
You'd sort of expect that in modern T20 cricket. You'd expect them to be able to do that. But as we've just seen, those dots can come out of nowhere. We just saw 3 dots with sort of nothing extraordinary there. With the greatest respect to Annika Bosch, it was just, you know, putting on a good enough spot and just getting it through. A few sort of inside edges and mishits and things like that from Suran Kumar. But I don't know if that'll put more pressure on Redmayne to go bigger earlier this over. She's obviously a very experienced cricketer, so she should be able to marshal her team through this sequence. But it's still runs that have got to be made, and they've got to be made quickly.
24-run partnership between these two. And Eva Gray is back in, the captain of Essex. And Redmayne has just poked that into the leg side. Surely they've got to make that 2. No, they've just settled for 1.
Yeah, it was definitely the intention to pick up 2 there. That's why it was played with sort of placement rather than power, but she actually timed it too well. She got it right out of the middle of a bat and it rolled closer and faster to the fielder running in from the deep. Eva Gray does get the ball to skip off the surface a little bit. She's bowled very well today for a 2 for 13, but the Bears have to start targeting her now.
86 for 4. Suran Kumar is down the leg side. It's missed by the keeper. It's going to be a wide. And they will run as well. And they're going to run a couple. Did she get back? She did get back. Oh, that was tight. I didn't think she'd slid her bat in there. I thought she put it down, but...
Yeah, it looked very, very close. I thought that was... I thought she was a goner for a second, if I'm honest with you. It was a nothing delivery, just after I was praising her as well. It was a nothing delivery, just swinging down the leg side. I wonder if it was worth going for that second one, really, because wouldn't you rather just keep Redmayne on strike?
Well, it was Suran Kumar who said that she was going for it. And there's a dot ball that follows.
That's what I mean. She's finding the fielders at the moment, Suran Kumar. Not timing it poorly or anything like that, but Redmayne just has that touch right now. She's the more likely of the 2 to do it, so you want her on strike as much as possible as those balls tick down. Just 20 of them left for the bonus point.
23 runs required. 28, sorry. Oh, she's gone. Bowled. Gray's got a 3rd. Suran Kumar's on her way for 8. Excellent from the Essex captain. She has her 3rd wicket of the day. And it's a 5th one down for the Bears, who are 89 for 5.
Yeah, I mean, she had to try and do something there. She was struggling in front of the wicket, trying to continually finding fielders. She was timing the ball well, but she tried to go for the little ramp, the little scoop shot. She couldn't quite get any bat on it, and if she was going to miss, it was always going to hit the stumps. Eva Gray's been pretty wicket to wicket today, and picks up a well-deserved 3rd wicket. But even so, Bears will still fancy this. They're only 5 wickets down, so from their perspective, they've still got a very good shot, and I'm hoping that nobody's even thinking about slowing down at the moment. As our friend Chloe Brewer, a favourite of ours here on Bears TV, goes out to join Redmayne in the middle.
We can't show favouritism.
No, but she's a favourite of ours. A favourite. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the favourite, the A
No,
favourite.
there are no the favourites.
No,
They're all
of
our
course not.
favourites.
They're all A favourite. Yeah, every time they come up here, they become even more favourite.
They come and
favourite
visit
team.
us, they're more of a favourite. Well, Abby
Absolutely.
Freeborn's coming up later,
Excellent. Looking forward to having
hopefully.
your
So
company.
Keith Barker as well, hopefully going to join us in the second innings today.
Lots of company.
Yeah, or second stream, should I say. That'll be a separate stream as well.
It will. Make sure to, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Bears TV channel, and also you can click that bell notification icon thingy, which gives a little notification on your devices when there's a new stream about to start, so you never have to miss anything.
Does it go ding dong?
I think it just pops up. You can set it to whatever sound you want, oddly.
Okay, like it.
Yeah.
Brewer on strike then, and it's another good ball from Gray. Well, we have scored 4 off the over so far, but that chaser, we are, 3 overs and 2 balls, so 20 balls. Am I dreaming? No, I'm right. 20
No, you're
balls.
bang on.
aren't I?
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
It's because I said 22
to reach
balls
that
ago.
16, yeah.
That was my mistake, but yeah, bang on. You got to imagine Gray will bowl another one straight after this one as well.
She's bowled very well, actually, has the captain. Oh, chance for a run out! And has she got back? She's got
Yeah,
back.
she's back. She fumbled it. The keeper fumbled it. It wasn't a great throw from Koppak, to be fair, and the keeper struggled to take it cleanly, but just a moment of a little bit of alarm there.
Well, we don't need to lose Georgia Redmayne at this point, do we? 33 she's on. 90 for 5. 1 ball to come in this over 13. Oh, I mean, I think she'd have got home.
Yeah.
It was
just
only a
about.
direct hit, I think that would have caused her a problem.
Yeah, it was actually better work from the keeper than I thought initially.
27 to win, 1 ball to come in over 13. Oh, she's edged it. And she's going to get a single. She'll keep the strike. 13 overs gone. The score moves on to 91 for 5. So, here's the score. 26 to win, 3 overs to get the bonus point. The game itself, 26 off 42 balls, you'd feel really comfortable with.
Yeah.
The bonus point, 26 off 18 balls.
Yeah, you would feel quite comfortable. And there was quite an intent-filled chat there between Redmayne and Chloe Brewer, talking about what it is they're going to try and do to get these runs quickly. I think that last ball was a good result for the Bears. They managed to keep Redmayne on strike. Considering the next over, you're going to get Eva Gray back again. Everybody struggled to get her away today, so I feel like this is the over that's getting targeted.
Gilgrass, obviously in the Bears Academy, if you weren't with us earlier, can see to single off the first ball. You may be wondering why she's allowed to play today, and obviously Alexis Stonehouse couldn't play against Surrey on Friday. It's because she's in the academy and therefore not a fully signed professional.
Yeah, good rule of thumb is if you don't have a number on your shirt, you're fine. Right? Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah, no, I think it is.
Yeah, to look reassuring. Yeah, Aaron, am I right?
It feels a bit cruel not to put a number and a name on their shirt, really. But
It does feel a little bit, yeah. Got to earn your number and your name, apparently.
no run.
When you joined the Bears commentary team all those years ago, did you get a number and a name? Because I
Nope.
did.
No.
We'll have a word.
Thought I might have got one of those like tops with my initials on or something.
Yeah, I got a mug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I am the mug. You got the mug.
I got the mug.
Hey, look, I got a T-shirt and a
Yeah,
pink
you do.
badge
Yeah, you got a
from me,
badge, you got a T-shirt, you get to be the voice of Warwickshire.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Chloe Brewer just about gets that into the leg side for 1.
I know I said they were going to target this over, but they haven't done a great job of it so far. I understand that Chloe Brewer was just stuck on strike there a little bit, trying to get the ball off the square, and Gilgrass actually bowled quite well there, keeping a pin to the striker's mark. But this is getting tight now. It's getting close for comfort.
She has bowled well. I mean, nearly through her third over here. That's a good shot from Redmayne. Doesn't beat the fielder though, but they will get back for 2. 95 for 5. I mean, she's only gone for 15 in this third.
She has, and she's just kept things very tight. She made it quite difficult to score her. For even that last ball, Redmayne had to come down the track to execute the drive. So It's been a very good effort, very impressive showing from Gilgrass.
Straight down the ground. Oh, almost tapped onto the stumps. They will complete the single. Chloe has to go at high speed. In fact, she's halfway back to the dressing room as they complete the over. So 14 overs gone, 96 for 5. 21 to win. To do it and get the bonus point, just 12 balls to go. And here's your chance to vote for your player of the match. If you want to scan the QR code. Nominations, people, anyone?
I mean, you can't look much further than Redmayne herself right now, 38 not out. But also you could look at Amisur and Kumar, superb with the ball today, including that over, which took 2 wickets, 3 overall. Yeah, absolutely terrific figures for her. I mean, it was just really good all-round effort from the Bears. You could take your pick, really, but at the moment, I think the focus is very much who takes them home. And if it's Redmayne who can hit the winning runs and do that within the 16 over mark, then we're really laughing. Because 21 of 12 effectively to win the game and give yourselves a chance of a semi-final berth.
Sophie Munro's back. 2 wickets early on, 2 for 19 so far. Redmayne round the corner, just be 1 inside the circle. Score moves on to 97 for 5, 20 required.
It's an interesting choice, that shot. There's always only ever going to be 1 there. Well, Redmayne, and now Brewer's exposed a little bit. I mean, she can obviously strike the ball well, but as you say, Munro bowled really well. I'm also quite surprised Eva Gray didn't keep it going. She didn't get another over.
Well, our Chloe is having a look at the field there as if to say, where is this gap? To try and find a boundary. And she's looked to try and find it in the leg side, but she's picked out the fielder. It will just be 1. No, she was coming back for the second, but they've thrown to the wrong end. Georgia Redmayne saying, nope, I'm having the strike. Thank you very much.
She was a long way down. She was about 3/4 of the way down the pitch, but she turned around. And there we go. She just smiles. Redmayne says, don't worry, mate, you're okay.
He certainly did. 98 for 5 now.
19 off 10.
If they want the bonus point. Munro. Redmayne comes down through the covers, just 1. Fielder not out on the boundary, but deep enough to cut that off. 3 singles off the first 3 balls.
Credit to the Essex bowlers as well. They've made it very difficult to score. There's not been any freebies, no sort of fuller length or anything that the batters like Redmayne can get their hands through and really just send sailing out the ground. So they have made this very difficult for them. They're having to be creative. They're having to think.
Well, they have. I mean, they're going to lose the game, I think. We can probably fairly squarely say that with 18 required on the amount of time they have and 5 wickets in the hatch. But can they get there? Chloe's going big this time over the top of the fielder. There's 2 chasing after it. They'll come back for 2. And it is 2 more to the total. Chloe moves on to 5. And that brings up the 100 as well. 101 for 5. 16 more required to win.
They could do it in 2s. 16 off 8. It could be done.
It is. So if you have just joined the stream, the race is on to get the bonus point. 16.1 overs they need to win by to get the bonus point. Take 5 points from this game rather than just the 4 that would come for a victory. And they have 8 more balls to get the 16 runs. It's Munro to Brewer again. She drives it and they're going to pick it up just outside the circle. And it's 1 more to the total. 6 off the over.
3 would be a good result of this ball if they could pull that off. Well, I mean, 4 or 6 would be great as well, but 3 would be perfect because you could get Redmayne back on strike and it's back down to 2 a ball.
102 for 5. 15 to win. Redmayne's on 40. Off the legs. It's going to be 1. She thought about a second. But they'll just take the single. 7 from the over. 14 required off of 30 balls for victory. But in an ideal world, off of 6 for the bonus.
Yeah, this is what they're going to be talking about. What are our options? I think it's going to be Gilgrass who's going to come in and bowl her 4th and final over, and she's bowled well so far. 3 overs, 0 for 16. So she hasn't gone for 14 and over. You need to somehow find 14 off this over. I'm expecting to see a couple of big shots in this, and if they don't come off, they might just, gently play their way to the finish.
But I think we do have one extra ball to play with.
16.1, isn't it?
I think we can. Well, no, he's shaking his head now.
No, I think when it comes to the actual consideration for the bonus points, it will be the cut-off.
It's a
16.
whole over, is it? Not a ball.
Wow.
Okay. So it needs to be off of these 6. I just thought 7 might make all the difference. You never know.
Yeah.
Here we go. Then it's Gray, actually, who's going to bowl from the pavilion end. Redmayne reaches for it into the leg side, just a single.
Really good delivery. That was a fuller length. There was very little she could do with that. In fact, Redmayne did really well to work it out towards mid-wicket. But, well, unless Chloe Brewer is going to pull something special out of the locker here, it looks like the Bears are going to miss out on that bonus point. 13 off 5. That's a tough ask. And Eva Gray's been bowling really well. 3 for 19 for her. Going exactly a run a ball.
What can Chloe do here? 104 for 5. All struck on the pad. There's an appeal and there's going to be no run.
Yeah, it's comfortably going down leg, but that's not what the bit that's going to bother the Bears. It's the dot. I think they might have got to a point where they're thinking, okay, might have to start thinking past this bonus point.
Gray, it's been a good spell so far. 3 for 19. Into the leg side. They've got to turn that into a 2. Surely no, it's just a 1. Well, I think we can probably kiss goodbye to the bonus point at this stage. 12 required off the last 3 deliveries to try and achieve that. But a win will be a win.
It will still be a good result. Absolutely a win. Third win on the bounce. It's an impressive turnaround for a side that's really struggled this season. Mind you, 3 balls, 3 fours. Go on, Georgia Redmayne.
They've bowled really well to Georgia Redmayne. They've worked out. They have a plan to her, and they've executed it very well.
Yeah, they've made it really difficult for her to really get away, because she has been creative and inventive with her stroke play as well. She's tried to, play 360 if she can, but ultimately she's only really just batting it just over a runner ball. And that's not really through a lack of trying. That's really just, it speaks to the high skill and control with which Essex have bowled.
Brewer down the ground, and that's going to go all the way to the ropes for 4. Excellent shot from Chloe Brewer. She moves on to 11. And the Bears on to 110 for 5. So 7 to win. Really nice shot.
Yeah, just picked up the length and hit through it, cleared that front leg. Old school finishing from Chloe Brewer there.
Well, they're having the discussion to say, no, we can't do this, can we? Unless we can hit a 6 off the last ball. No, 6 doesn't even get you there. 6 gets you to a tie. To a tie, would that count? If they got to 116, no, okay.
Sometimes with net run rates, if you hit a 6 to win.
Yeah. Well, no, what we need here is an overstep.
Yeah.
And an overstep or something overhead high, a full toss over
the leg side,
over the waist. Anything like that would do. Well, we've not got that. We have got it into the square leg side and all the way to the boundary ropes for 4. It's back-to-back boundaries for Chloe Brewer. And the score moves on to 114 for 5. 3 required to win, 4 overs remaining. But I think they've fallen agonisingly short of the bonus point.
Yeah, it's a tremendous shame. It was a really good last over, so they needed, 14 off it. We needed 3 boundaries off the last 3 balls. We got 2 of them. But Georgia Redmayne just couldn't find the gaps. Even Chloe Brewer, she got a little bit fortunate with her second boundary there, but I liked the inventiveness at the crease. I liked that she was stepping outside. She was sort of trying to dummy the bowler into bowling the line that she wanted, and she got it. Picked up the boundary, and they're probably 1 blow away. I think it'll be really agonising. I reckon they'll get the runs the next ball. It'll be really agonising.
Feels like the 2 fielders there just left the ball to each other on that occasion.
Yeah.
Well, they've hit the post in this run chase. I think there's no 2 ways about it here. Have the Bears in terms of getting inside the 16 overs.
Just couldn't get over the line.
Here's Gilgrass. 1 required, or 3 required, should I say? And I think that's going to be all of them.
Wait, hang on. Is that 5 wides? So wait, they finish it in 16 overs exactly. Wait, have they done this? Has that happened? Did they just get a bonus point through? Wait,
that is 5 wides. It's gone down as 5 wides.
So they've done the total of the.
Yeah, off 16 overs, they've scored 119 for 5, and I've got a feeling they've just realised that as well. So the Bears win, and they win by 5 wickets, and we think they've done it, so they'll get the bonus point, given that they've achieved it with 16 overs on the board, and it's all because of Gilgrass, who's obviously in the Bears Academy, bowling a wide that's given away 5 in total. So that's quite some moment, really, at the end of that game.
That's outstanding. That is just, that's unbelievable. What a way for it to happen. We said we wanted an overstep. We said we wanted something down the leg side. We thought the moment had gone. This is cricket. They pulled it back. It was gone. It was dead. They resuscitated it. Oh, unbelievable. What a bonus win. I'll remember that one for a long time. Melinda Farrell, what do you make of that?
Do you know what? That was absolutely bizarre, because I was just standing there thinking, gosh, this is going to be a big win for Warwickshire, and yet it's going to feel like a little bit of disappointment for Warwickshire, because they will have just missed out on the bonus point. And for Gray, who has actually bowled so well, and especially so well to Georgia Redmayne, but then to see that final ball go for 5 wides, it was almost the only way, other than an overstep, that they could have actually got there. So just in that last over, it was really bizarre.
Well, it's extraordinary. I mean, just looking at some of the shots played in that innings as well, they did go for it. You know, you got to give them credit. They tried to attack that total. It seemed like the bowling was just a little bit too good from Eva Gray and her team. Just a little bit too good to just completely be, steamrolled. They couldn't steamroll it, and credit to Georgia Redmayne. That was a terrific knock from the captain.
It's what we've asked for, wasn't it? 43 from 41. It's what we've said all along. Could she take them home? And she did take them home. Look, it's not she's not striking at 150, 160, but it's just over a runner ball, and in this circumstance, what was required, it was absolute perfection.
It really was. Just a fantastic knock. Great support there from Chloe Brewer at the end as well. The Bears have done it. They've managed to get there. A little bit sloppy. The Essex team, has to be said. They weren't at their very best today. They were always under the pump really after that power play. I thought, when losing 4 wickets in your power play, you're in real trouble. They actually did quite well. They had a good fourth wicket partnership to keep them in play, but they were always climbing uphill, weren't they?
Yeah, they certainly were. Once they lost those power play wickets, and I don't think it was necessarily the easiest pitch to get in on. Nobody went out there and started just striking it cleanly from the get-go, except for Abby Freeborn. And you sort of thought if she'd stayed out there, and the Bears might have been able to get there much more quickly. I didn't mind the idea of the inventiveness there from Surin Kumar, but it just did not come off. Yeah, so it was just a really a strange game, but in the end, all Warwickshire will care about is they've managed to not just get a win, but they've managed to get a bonus point. So they'll walk away pretty happy.
Yep. Yeah. You have to be very happy, don't you? I mean, the win, the bonus point, and Georgia Redmayne getting some runs. She's the top scorer in the innings with 43, and good bowling performance as well from Amu Sudankuma in terms of taking 3 wickets. So all in all, it was a good day.
It was a really good day, and they snatched that bonus point with the wides. We thought the moment had gone, but they came back at the next ball. Well, fantastic. What a great end to a game. This is really good news. The Bears women have won this match. Not only have they won this match, they've taken a bonus point, which means the hopes of a semi-final are still alive. Congratulations to Warwickshire women today. Remember, this is the first of a double-header, so we'll be back a little bit later on today on a separate stream for the men who are going to be in action. The Bears men, Warwickshire, taking on Sussex. Our stream will start at about 20 minutes to 7, so join us then for more action from here at EdgBLASTon. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel. Please do give us a like and a thumbs up. It really helps us out. Well done, Bears!